Silverado 250 and the Sparks 300. For your chance to win, go to 1045thezone.com/contests. Tickets are on sale now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. The Titans and the Jets. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 1045 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk, and we are awaiting the injury report. The first one of the week for the Titans and the Jets. Earlier today, Mike Vrabel was asked about the injuries of Julio Jones and A.J. Brown and said that he would not talk about those this time. But the injury report is due any second from now. Also, moves that the Titans have made is they have activated, or they have put Brady Breeze, safety, as well as wide receiver Marcus Johnson. They are now allowed to return to practice, and the Titans have signed defensive end Abdullah Anderson to the practice squad. And last night, the Braves beat the Philadelphia Phillies. They now have a 3.5 game lead. First pitch tonight is at 6:20, and if the Braves win tonight, they could clinch with a sweep tomorrow night. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 1045 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
That 3HL is the best radio show in the history of radio shows. Now, that's not true, but I don't mind you lying to your friends.
It says who?
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You talking about?
There had to be a radio show back in like 1932 that was.
Yeah, but they didn't have a threesome like this.
Whoa.
I mean, like.
So that's what we're doing on a Wednesday.
They couldn't have. Wasn't no threesomes walking around like this.
Three's Company. Remember that show?
And that was solid. That was solid, but yeah. They had the old dude.
Threesome like that.
No, the old guy, the manager. What's his name?
Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley. Who's Mr. Paul?
Don Nuts.
Oh, it's
Nuts.
Hunk.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would go home.
Hunk's Paul Furley.
No, Hunk is like Larry, Jack Tripper's friend.
The cable guy?
Larry the Cable Guy.
No,
Yeah.
Larry the Cable.
Can we address this real quick, Hon?
Talk to him,
Address
man.
what? I mean,
What?
we're
So-
clearly in a real direction right now.
We are. Well, I hosted a Nashville Chamber of Commerce event this morning, Business of Sports panel. We had reps from Titans and Preds and soccer and the Sounds here in town. It was actually a lot of fun, very informational. It was very cool. But let me just say this. I had somebody come up to me and ask about Hunk's commercial, yelling at him.
Really?
Here's the truth of this. Can we go ahead and break this news? Do you
Yeah.
have a breaking news sounder that you have available to you?
I can. Yeah, we're going to go with. I have various breaking news sounders. We're just going to go with this.
Yeah, just pick one. It doesn't even matter.
Breaking sports news on 1045 The Zone.
Would you like to break your own story?
My commercial got pulled.
Well, Hunk?
Look at his face.
So here's how it happened.
Listen,
too.
man, people were picketing in the streets. You can't fight that.
Yeah.
No,
and it's
that's
not
the
your
thing.
fault. It's not.
No,
It's not you. It's us.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I got the email right when the show started yesterday. Hey, Hunt, can you pull this commercial? And they gave me the numbers, and they said and replace it with this commercial, and they gave me the numbers. They never told me what the commercials were, and so I found the first one, which was supposed to air right when you guys went to break, and I just replied back, "That's my screaming commercial," and they're like, "Yeah."
You admit it. You didn't like it either.
No, I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I was
Let me
getting
ask you this.
complaints as well.
So for those that don't know what we're talking
We love
about.
you, Hunk. Oh, do you have it?
I can recreate it, Don. It's not that
All
hard.
right, we know.
Well, it's a bunch
Well,
of
we know.
screaming. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what the spot was because I couldn't get past the screaming.
I do.
It's a USA Today. It's
there
about
you go.
USA Today and the popularity of a way for you to get your news.
Yes.
Yes.
which is awesome.
which we love
He
them.
says it's awesome.
We love them.
It's
We
awesome.
just didn't love the commercial.
It was the
Slay-
hollering, man.
Slay has a pretty good impression of
Yeah.
the hunk screaming
It is.
spot.
It is. It's like, wait, why do you keep doing it?
Okay.
Why are you screaming like
Here's
that?
another update before we get started
So
because
there you go, everybody. It's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
We got you.
Speaking of hunk, the Hunk Titans are prepared to take over the world now.
Man.
They're 1-2, but we're not talking about what's going on the computer screen or the
Right.
PlayStation 5 or whatever you're doing.
In the verse.
It is now. You can consume the Hunk Titans on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on all of the Zone social media platforms.
Yes, we will now be on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere that you can watch Zone TV. You can watch Hunks Titans tonight at 9 p.m. inside the Hunkverse of the Hunks Titans versus New York. We are also requesting that you tweet at 3HL with your spread and over-unders.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I
got
Now,
mine.
let me ask you this though: AJ Brown, Julio Jones, are they shelved?
I just talked to my head coach, Vrabel, and he did answer me and say that they will be active tonight.
Oh.
your head coach.
Okay.
You were the head coach,
Active for
general
Hunk.
manager, president, CEO, ticket sales guy, all of it.
I'm everything. I'm literally
Yeah,
everything.
you're every woman.
No.
Every woman.
By the way, it's AJ Brown against Schefter had the story yesterday. AJ Brown has a strained hamstring, and he's week to week. So that got, I guess, re-upped sort of by Ian.
Refreshed.
Ian Rappaport said the same thing today. But then he added that Julio Jones is dealing with a leg injury too, and his status for the Jets game is up in the air. So I would play without either one of those guys tonight. Can you bench them?
I absolutely can. Did you not watch last week whenever I went up against the Colts and got absolutely murdered with them on the team?
You got to figure out a way to play better rosters because you got slammed by Colin Kaepernick.
I did get
last week.
slammed. I mean, he was running everywhere
It's
against
not
me.
even on anybody's roster.
No, he's a free agent.
He's just chilling.
He's a
popcorn
free
watching Hunk.
We
Titans.
don't even think- is he
we've
a
got to
free
make this
agent
more
anymore?
realistic then.
Is he a free agent?
He is technically is a free agent because technically hasn't retired.
Slay said, I thought he was done.
Slay's a free agent.
I am, because I
Listen,
didn't retire.
Technically, you're a free agent.
Blaine Bishop said something that was so true today on the show. He said many true things. I'm not saying that, Blaine. But one thing really stuck out to me that I really agree with. I'm kind of nervous about the Jets game now. If you're going to roll out with NWI, Chester Rogers, who either catches it or it bounces off his shoulder pads, like those are the two options. And who's the other guy? Cam Batson, who's 5'0" nothing, 100 and nothing,
Hey,
like Rudy.
he's fast.
He is fast. Well,
Guess
he
what?
stopped on that route too and turned around and caught it. And then Tannehill almost overthrew him because he's 5'8".
I'm
Remember
not
that?
nervous.
You roll out with those three guys? I don't know, man.
I like them.
And no Ferk. Where's Ferkser?
You don't need them.
So if you're without AJ, listen, going into the season, we all thought Josh Reynolds, AJ Brown, and Julio Jones and Ferkser.
Yep.
None of them out there?
Yeah.
You're still rolling -6.5
Guess why?
or 7.5.
Guess why?
Why?
King.
Oh, the King. Is he
Sure.
gonna? Is he gonna?
Man, hey,
Is he gonna knight some people?
man, the king.
Jets are number 10 in total defense.
Man, the king. I don't care nothing about the king.
I
And
feel
what
like
happened to the deep receiver room?
I feel like
I
I'm
told
reading.
y'all
I feel like I'm reading
yesterday.
Don's script today.
you
Yeah,
are.
Yep. Exactly.
I
I
mean,
wish you put it down.
but this is what I told you yesterday,
Get
and
it
that
back
was
there.
before the news of Julio Jones, which I think everybody kind of thought. I mean, there was so much discussion with Vrabel and the move with no Julio late in that game and
He
what
had
was
some
going
more
on.
weird things to say today about it. It starts and ends with me. Well, what? Why? Why do you? I get it, but why are you saying that? Do you have that?
I think
Give me my sound sheet.
Julio Jones is dealing with some kind of injury, and we're just not privy to it.
You know what? I think it's all just we got 2 weeks to get everybody healthy because that 6 day stretch.
See, this
That
is
we
when
gotta
you
go
get
into.
yourself in trouble, Slay.
I'm just saying that 6 day stretch it's gonna be it's something else. If you gotta miss something, this is the time in the season to miss. I think. Like this is.
You got a smile on your face when you say it. Like you're really confident. Like
No, I'm super confident.
you could just.
I've already bet on this game.
I want to see you out there running fade routes.
That'll be easy. Against the Jets,
Yeah.
cool.
Man.
Jaguars, cool.
Chester Rogers makes
Chiefs
me
and the
nervous, man.
Bills, no sir. We got where the reinforcements. Let's get the big guys out here. Like, hey man, listen, I'm cool with Darrington's back.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if he's back,
He's off IR, right?
He's got
Or it's
21
3
days to
weeks.
be back.
Exactly.
Oh,
He's
darn.
got an extra 3 weeks now.
Ah,
And then you have to make a decision, right?
He's gonna be ready to roll, man.
I would think those guys that came off IR, I would think they probably
Itchy.
have a couple weeks too. But you may need Marcus Johnson, who is a wide receiver. Not the guy that played in the NBA that was also in White Man Can't Jump that said, I'm going to go to my car, get my other gun, shoot everybody's ass. Not that Marcus
Yes,
Johnson.
I know Marcus. Man, I think this is a man.
I don't
Vrabel, this is a great opportunity for them, man. And Vrabel is giving them opportunity. I think they show up. I think they
this
show
is
up,
a
man.
great opportunity for the Jets and their rookie quarterback to
believe
get
in
their first win of the season. Also,
I don't even think it's close.
there's an opportunity there.
This the one I don't even think. I told you which one I was worried about. I was worried about Sunday.
The Colts?
Yeah, I was worried about the Colts.
Is that why you look so relieved and
Yes.
fresh and
Yes.
happy? And
Yes, winning games you're supposed to win. Yes. Yep. That's how. Yep. You are right. Correct. That's right.
it just makes me nervous to see balls going off shoulder pads, man.
It
I don't
makes
want
the
to see
Jets
that.
nervous to see King Henry getting that ball every time too.
By the way, Navy jerseys and white pants, Don.
Hey,
My favorite. Love them. God, I feel like I'm coming off real negative today. You talk about no Julio, no AJ though. Like,
No Ferguson.
I mean, Julio had what, 3 catches Sunday,
Yeah, but early, and they were good ones.
great catch.
and AJ had none. So you
Yeah.
basically did that last week.
Again.
You played.
Yeah,
played
but now you're going into a whole game
without him
looking at
last
it.
week.
Yeah, no
You basically had
You only
that
played
last
with
week.
Julio in the week before with Seattle. You only played with Julio.
Those 3 big catches were big catches, though.
Not by AJ.
And then the interception. Remember when he hawked the guy? He just ran through all that traffic like it was all standing still. You know, like you're in Murfreesboro and
All
you
right.
just get in the emergency lane. That's where Julio Jones was.
Here's the limb I'm gonna stand on,
Not
people,
that I ever do that.
because I know people looking for the limb. Here's the limb. Defense will score this game. You're welcome.
The injury report is out,
Defense
by the
will
way.
score this game because Zach Wilson cannot wait to why stop throwing it to the other team now?
All right. Injury report. What you got?
Injury report, both A.J. Brown and Julio Jones were listed with hamstring injuries and did not practice today.
Yes. Woo!
What do you mean, yes?
Yeah, get healthy, baby. Yes. Shut it down for a second.
See, here's the deal. That's the
All right, Chuck.
Shut it
the
down.
end.
soft tissue. It's I don't know. My whole thing is that you get yourself in trouble when you overlook anybody in the NFL.
Babs, you're getting yourself in trouble by overlooking this bottle of water. That's what if you're gonna keep overlooking that, I think Vrabel and them can do this with the Titans, with the receivers.
Austin on YouTube, ready for my boy Todd to come on. Let's make that money. Todd
Oh, wow.
coming on at 4:30 today. He'll have winners for you.
You know what? We'll ask him.
Also, guess what? When you ask Coach Mack about
different it is.
all of these questions
That's true.
with
Yes.
the soft tissue injuries, and
Yes.
he's going to tell you to keep your powder dry.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Not when you're talking soft tissue injuries to your top 2 receivers.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this
But
conversation.
it's the timing of it.
I'll turn your
is what-
script back over to you.
It's the timing of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
You're good with it because of the timing.
Yes.
Because you got the Jets and the Jags that have combined for 0 wins.
Bingo. And how many
That's when
interceptions?
you get in trouble.
And 14 interceptions thrown between the 2 quarterbacks.
Defense will score. Jackrabbit will get a pick. How about that?
Christian Fulton with a touchdown?
And he won't get a holding call. Yes, the lockdown corner in Christian Fulton. That defense. Whoa! Yeah, I went there. That lockdown corner in Christian Fulton. Yes, I said it.
Might be a little early.
Well, hey.
I'm not totally opposed to
I
you
ain't got
going
no.
there. though.
Well, let's just.
Oh, look.
Hey, thank you,
Hey.
Babs.
Yeah, I told you guys I've been
Thank you.
I have loved the play of Christian Fulton.
By the way, as we go to break, Ian Rappaport with the story earlier. Comeback. Ex-Titans first round offensive tackle Isaiah Wilson back in the NFL. Signed a practice squad deal with the Giants. We'll be right back.
Let's play them. Let's play them.
From preseason, regular season, and the playoffs, we got you covered. Wow. The Titan Station, 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? You know who it is. It's me, Ron Slay. Got something to tell you. Listen very carefully. This can go fast, but it'll probably be back tomorrow. But it's the You must be a Shirley Temple drinker.
I do.
All right, listen, Ron, listen to me. Shirley Temple, a child actor, right?
Yes.
And a very famous child actor, one of the biggest salary earners in Hollywood, even at her age, 6, 7, 8 years old. So they'd go to these restaurants in Hollywood and with all these people, the fancy people, and they'd all be ordering their martinis. Clearly, she couldn't have one of those. So the bartender, to make her feel special because she made her a Shirley Temple, and they originally started with ginger ale and the grenadine with a maraschino cherry on the top. That's where Shirley Temple came from, and she didn't have red hair. That was little orphan Annie.
I told him, Coach Mac. Hey, man.
I thought she had red hair, Coach Mac.
Coach
No,
me,
well,
man.
hey, Brett, you're wrong.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Mac. I told them that, man.
You're welcome. All right, let's talk ball. Go ahead.
That's my guy, man. That's my dude, man.
Coach Mac knows everything.
That's my guy.
Oh, all right, Coach Mac. Okay, first of all, you got 2 winless teams coming up in the NFL.
Doesn't matter, Dawn.
Thank you.
You got 2 NFL teams coming up.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. I was at practice today. The attitude at practice today, believe me, wasn't winless team. Anyway, so that's number one. You're playing a national football. There's no Division I AA teams on an NFL schedule. I've been involved in this too long. It doesn't matter. NFL games. Go ahead.
Perfect. You're playing right into what I want to play into. Thank you. Because there's a lot of talk about, Julio Jones a little banged up, listed as a hamstring injury. A.J. Brown listed as a hamstring injury, a little banged up.
Dawn, regardless of who you're playing, and I know where you're going with this because you've been on sidelines, you don't play with soft tissue injuries, especially this early in the season. We got 14 more real weeks of ball. Look, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If they do have hamstring issues right now, it doesn't matter. They're not going to play with those because you cannot mess with soft tissue injuries, especially with high caliber athletes like this that run like they do at the speed they do. They can't do it.
And that feeds perfectly into I am very concerned with soft tissue injuries with these guys. It's concerning for the rest of the season. That's not a keep my powder dry kind of concern,
no,
is
it's
it?
not at all. You're 100% right. And let me tell you something else. I've been the head coach in this league. Two things keep you up at night. Calls after midnight, okay, and soft tissue injuries during the season.
Calls after
because
midnight.
they can come at any time, and you don't know what to do.
Oh, man, that's
I got to tell you, man, I think it's a concern walking – this is where you might tell me to keep my powder dry, but I'm concerned about Cam Batson, NWI, and Chester Rogers rolling out there for an entire game.
Well, they played the whole game last week.
Which is what Dawn said, but
they played the whole game. Dawn's right so far, and Dawn is 3-0 right now, and you're 0-1.
Julio had 3 big catches in the first half, and he tracked down an interception.
Well, and that's all good, and whoever replaces him, hopefully they're not going to have to track down any interceptions. Let's just put that out there because that's not something you plan for all the time. And those transcontinentals he was open on, they were schemed open, which is beautiful. Look. This is why you have a 53-man active roster and why you have a 16-man practice squad. Look, what are the chances, Dawn, of getting injured in the National Football League? Give me the percentage.
Oh, I was going to say 100.
That's exactly correct. You're 4-0.
4-0 today.
4-0. It's 100%, and so you've got to be ready for all of these.
Don, I think you should leave, man.
I know. I'm
Exit
done.
stage left.
No, let me, Coach Mac. I want some. I want some, Coach Mac.
She's throwing a perfect game, man.
Come on, Ron.
Hey, Coach Mac. See, you already got me hyped up because of the Shirley Temple. But outside of that, I'm trying to tell them right now when it's down, when you're down offensively, you're missing some juggernauts. There's no need to fret. You've got a defense that is looking and chomping at the bits to prove a point also. What better game than them I'm not even saying have a turnover, to get a turnover and go score with it.
Well, let me just say this about this game. Let's talk about this game in all seriousness. I've watched all, and if you watch the Jets tape, and Robert Saleh got the job for one reason. He's a really good defensive coach. He's got a really good defensive front. Yeah. They've got a really nice red zone defense. That, stat-wise, they're in the top 10 right now in the league, but they've got a defensive front where they can roll people. This is not a defense to trifle with at all.
Right.
I'm just telling you. Their issues right now are on the offensive side of the football because they've got a rookie quarterback. Okay, they've got a rookie quarterback that's in a brand new system, and plus he's in the National Football League, which is a whole different world. But defensively, this is a group that you're going to have to grind on, and we're going to have to be able to run the football on this defense, because if we get behind the chains and we get scores separated minus to us, they can bring heat. Start with Quinnen Williams up front and just run right down the line.
Yeah.
So I've watched them on tape. I've done this too long. You don't even worry about it. And again, this has nothing to do with nothing. As I say, I coached on a 10-0 team here one time that was rolling, and Brett Favre and the Jets rolled in here when Brett Favre was completely done and just boat raced us. So never take anything for granted in the National Football League, or you're going to get hit right in the face.
Yeah, the Jets have a top 10 defense statistically already. Offensively, they have gone 22 consecutive drives without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's what I just said.
Yeah.
They have issues on the offensive side of the ball, and a lot of it starts with a rookie quarterback with a brand new system. All right, they will be a better football team, later on in the season if the offense can catch up just a little bit to the defense and the defense stays healthy. But this is, as I said, I was at practice today. I can't tell you anything that goes on at practice other than this. You don't have to worry about this head coach or this coaching staff. And the message to this locker room from the leaders about taking this for granted. That's not even in the atmosphere.
And see, Coach Mack, that's why I'm so intrigued by our defense. That's what I'm speaking of, our defense versus this offense, because I feel our defense, after watching the preseason and hearing about what they're doing in practice, it has to translate to the game sooner or later. And we played some good quarterbacks as far as IQ-wise, as far as getting rid of the ball, throwing it in the dirt, and making plays. This isn't that. And this team is getting after it.
Ron, that's an excellent point that you just made. That's an excellent point. And again, I know that the minus for this defense right now is no takeaways. You can't just wave a wand for takeaways, but you can. The way you get takeaways is you've got to harass, put pressure on the quarterback. You've got to get tight coverage, and then it's got to be a race to the ball, because the more people you have around the ball carrier, the better chance you get of pouncing on one when it comes out. And so the point that you make, though, is a very valid point, and you're 100% right about this. This defense needs to continue to progress. And look, they're like every other team in the National Football League. The Titans are. We're all concerned with the Titans because that's who we're concerned with. But when they have pieces missing also, but when you have pieces missing, you've got to step up, because at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares who you played with. All they care with is, did you win?
Coach Mack joins us, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price? Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. Eyeball test with that defense, Coach. I said this on Monday. They got a chance to be really good, I think. The amount of pressure that they are putting into the backfield is night and day different than what we saw last year. To me, it's really amazing to kind of watch these guys. Harold Landry had 10 pressures on Sunday.
Yeah, and Brent, I think you're 100% correct. But here's what has to happen. Here's what has to happen with this. What has to happen with this is they've got to continue to progress.
Yeah.
They can't just say, well, that was nice, because you can't. That's not how the National Football League works, and especially defensively, because defensively you've got to generate energy consistently out there. Now, they're missing some pieces too, and so we got some people. I mean, Ola stepped up last week, right? I mean, this dude stepped up, and that's what makes me so happy, because I'll tell you who else it makes happy. The veterans on the football team, when guys that are in backup positions or younger guys or guys that have come in from somewhere else step up and contribute during the week, that makes a big, big difference just in the confidence in the locker room. So I believe this defense is trending in the right direction, but you've got to continue that upward trend.
You mentioned Ola. 4 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He had another one taken off the board because of a penalty from David Long on the other side of the field. A tackle for a loss, 3 quarterback hits in 29 snaps. That's affecting the game.
That's affecting the game, and I like that you bring that up. Can I say something about the penalties? Those penalties for illegal contact away from the play, I hate them. I hate them so bad for any team. I hate them because that and pass interference down the field are the two most devastating penalties for a defense because they give you a first down. And you're right, it took away. Those are two big calls. And so, as I said, you know how I am about the officials. If they're good, I'll say they're good. If they're bad, I'll say they're bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
And also, Ola had a safety taken away from him too. By the way, that was a safety.
No question.
Forgot about that.
No question. Well, and to your point, that's why that win was so huge. Number one, divisional win. Number two, it's the Colts. All of those things. You put them in an 0-3 hole. You're 2-1. All of those things. But overcoming 3 turnovers and drive extending penalties, multiple drive extending penalties, huge win.
No, and look, you can't win games with a -3 turnover rate in the National Football League because teams are so close. And those turnovers that the Titans committed were down in the red zone. I mean, down in the red zone where at least if you don't do anything else but just fall down, for 3 plays and kick 2 field goals, you got 6 more points, which in that ball game was fairly critical. Yeah. And to me, one of the biggest plays, and you didn't ask me, but I'll tell you, to me, one of the biggest times in that football game of the turning is when Indianapolis mounted that long 8-minute drive, but they couldn't get it in the end zone for a touchdown. You made them kick out a field goal and they made it. Those types of things turn games. But when you're turning the ball over in your opponent's red zone, that can be devastating to you. So what you said is 100% correct. You're -3 like that, you can't live on that wire very long in the NFL.
That's 2. I'm coming for you, Don. All right, Titans dealing with some injuries. The Jets also, Coach, this just came down. Jets safety Marcus May has an ankle injury. He's going to miss multiple weeks. What does that do to their defense?
Well, that's their dude in the third level. That's their dude at safety. That is their dude at safety. I mean, and so that'll hurt them. Mm-hmm. I mean, that'll hurt them. Just like we're missing our starting safety, correct? We're missing one of our starting safeties. I mean, that hurts you. Look, guys, when people are starting for you, when the season starts, when everybody is hale and hearty, there's a reason they're starters because that's who you deem gives you the best chance to go out there and win. But again, Don, 100% chance of getting injury. You're going to have people that can step in a moment's notice to be able to perform. And nobody really cares when somebody else steps in, what their pedigree is, what their lineage is, how they got there. You have to perform up to the expectations to win a game. But you asked me about missing him, that'll hurt them.
How nervous do you get when Ryan Tannehill turns it up?
None. Guys, he's from West Texas. He's a big spring steer. He's fine. He's done it his whole life. Now, here's what happens. When he okey-dokes those dudes downfield, first of all, that pisses the defense off completely. I promise you that. Mm-hmm. And they're watching it on tape. And so now that's on tape where he okey-dokes them and then, slides past them for a few more yards, he's going to have to start hitting the ground.
Coach, here is Ryan Tannehill today, asked if his wife gets nervous when he runs.
She likes it when I run. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I did to her, but she likes it when I run.
I didn't hear her. What she said?
She said she likes it when he runs. I don't know what I did to her, but she likes it when I run. Which is really fun.
But you know what? But see, Tannehill, his background, guys, and you guys know this. Of course, I've known about Tannehill because he's, the town he grew up in West Texas is about 50 miles from where I grew up. So you know everybody and who they are if they're ball players out there. But this guy's a track athlete. He's a wide receiver. So he knows how to run in the open field, right? But to your point, he needs to start getting down because, as I said, as a former defensive coach in this league, when we had quarterbacks who were trying to okey-doke us or get that little extra yard, to the sideline and stuff, the first thing they're telling them is clean their clock.
Yeah.
Hey, as a DC or position coach in this league, when you're facing a rookie quarterback, how many times do you remind your players of that during the week?
Well, here's what you do, of course, and see. And you can poll all the people that have been defensive coordinators in the National Football League, and they will tell you that what you want to do is bogey, disguise, and play coverage against rookie quarterbacks because you want to confuse them so they don't know what they're seeing. The easiest thing for a rookie quarterback and a play caller for a rookie quarterback to handle is pressure because then it defines their reads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I'm talking about blitzing. I'm talking about clearing the back end and just putting everybody in one-on-one. That defines the reads. Now, if the chains are in your favor, go after him. Go after him. But to start out with, you can get a lot more errant throws or make him hold it a little longer to maybe help on the sacks and the pressures if you bogey coverages. Don't just stand there, like a statue. Move around your coverages, give him different looks. And so that's what rookie quarterbacks face. You talk to any quarterbacks that have played their rookie year, they'll tell you that's the hardest thing to read.
So a guy like Zach Wilson, and I just came off working a BYU game and talked to his offensive coordinator about him and the stories of like his, just obsession with studying the game and football.
Yes.
And his OC was like, hey, every bit of that is true. I'd get text at like midnight, 1 a.m. of him like asking random questions because he's watching film. Like he's legit that guy. How much does that help? Or is it just an experience? You always tell me you can't manufacture experience, Coach. Is it more of an experience and seeing it thing? How much of him being the study guy that he is, how much does that help?
Oh, that benefits him a lot. I mean, ask Peyton Manning. When he came into the league, he was a huge study guy, but still, his first year was a struggle because of this. The field dimensions are different in the National Football League, and the speed is so much different, especially defensively. Windows close quicker. The field dimensions are different, so your throws, your angles are a lot different. But the fact that he is a study guy, I really liked him coming out. We talked a lot on you guys' show when the draft was coming in, and I told you I like this guy because, and plus it helps too that he's coming from an offense that spun it a lot. Spin it and throw it around a lot. He's going to be a good quarterback in this league. Believe me, he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. And all of that you said, Dawn, that they told you out there, I love when you get inside info like that, especially on legitimate NFL players when you're doing your work in the collegiate world, is that will help him. He's going to be successful in this league. I just don't want him to be successful on Sunday.
Will he be successful with the Jets? That's the big question.
That is a question.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Eventually, I mean.
Wait a minute. This is not the Adam Gase Jets, all right?
Huh?
This is Robert Saleh, all right?
Yep.
Who I think is an excellent coach. I think this is a different atmosphere up there now. I really do, because I knew that last group that was in there, and some of those stories, I can't talk about on the radio. But this group with Robert Saleh is a different group.
There he is, Coach Mack. Thank you, Coach. Great visit.
Coach.
Love it.
Thanks, Coach.
Don, congratulations. You were 100% today.
Yeah.
Or no.
Never going to get better.
Brent, you made a great recovery. And
Too late, though, Coach.
No, it wasn't too late. And Ron Slay, I'm always on your side.
My man.
There he is, Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Thank you, Coach.
See ya.
All right. Jets Titans coming up this weekend right here on 104.5 The Zone. When we come back, Austin Huff's got a rant. Also, there was one player that's been hurt that returned to practice, full participant today. We'll tell you about that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Coming up tomorrow with Buck Rising.
Titans continue their preparation for a trip to New York against the Jets. Nick Westbrook-Akina, Titans wide receiver, will join us at 11:45, given that he could see some extended playing time without A.J. Brown or potentially Julio Jones available. Mike Giardi of the NFL Network will be here.
man, hunk. What are you doing?
I
You need to worry about the Hunkiverse coming up tonight with the Hunk
not
Titans.
that battle. Not that one.
By the way, a lot of people on the Zone TV thread are questioning whether or not what you're doing. That you need to change it to franchise mode every time you play a new game. That way the rosters will update. Then the question was asked, don't you have the internet?
Well, yes, I do have the internet, but no, look, I did the franchise because I was keeping up with what my stats were through it, because that was the idea when we started this was let's see what our stats will be by the end of the season.
Oh, well, I get that. But anytime like Colin Kaepernick ends up as the opposing quarterback, you need to fix something.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't know he was the starting quarterback till literally the game started. I saw him stretching, and I went, oh, okay.
Well, stretching.
So, yeah, you walked out there.
You should reach out to him on Twitter and tell him
who's
he
your
played a
scout
great
team?
game against you.
Yeah, the scout team. You got to get on your scouts, huh?
Yeah.
Cousin Andrew on Twitter, J. Martin Ramon played Baby Making Music today at 3HL 1045. Started off the show calling themselves a threesome. Hump Day got folks in there. Yeah, feels. You did that, Slay.
What? Well, now it's a foursome. We got Austin.
Austin Huff, are you there, Austin?
I am. Yeah, and I didn't see a problem with you guys playing some country music off the top.
Did you have a problem with joining a threesome to make it a foursome?
Not if it's you guys involved.
That's what I told you. I told you Austin was with it. I knew he was with it. I know.
By the way, Austin Huff's been in sports for years, but now he's a country DJ in Chicago.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, just the pretty much the turn everyone makes, you know, like eventually you guys will probably be country DJs in Chicago as well.
I would love to do country DJ.
I love to
world.
do any music.
Do you think 103.3 here would, I mean, they're right next door, like right behind Hunk.
Dude,
you
you
think
know
they
how-
would let us do a shift?
You have no you have no idea how
I'm
many
gonna go
times I
with
just wanted
heck
to go
no.
out. Kate, I just wanted to barge in there.
Yeah, sometimes there's not even anybody in there. We can just take over the board.
Both of them. They're
Yeah.
92 cute.
Do you think we'd
Okay, I
get
do
fired
want
if
to
we
see
did
that. Yeah, probably. But I would love to see
I don't
that.
want to do that.
I got your back.
Austin
Oh,
Huff,
yeah.
courtbats.com is the
Oh, yeah.
website with a K.
Yes.
All the socials as well. On Instagram, courtbats2. There was an incident. We don't need to get into that, but they're courtbats2. Electric Boogaloo. Huff, what are you doing today? Who are you going after today? Because I'm telling you, the line, don't mess with two running backs, is still stuck in my head. Derrick Henry and O.J. Simpson.
It's right there. So it's 1A, 1B with the running backs that you do not mess with. Today, I mean, I guess I don't know if I can segue from that, but I want to kind of dance on the graves of two teams. There's two teams I'd like to talk about: the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. And like, to be honest, like I don't want to ever dance on anyone's grave, because obviously, like, if let's say Julio Jones and AJ Brown are, for whatever reason are out for many weeks, then like the Titans could very easily find themselves in the same boat. So I don't ever want to dance on someone's grave, knowing that it could full well happen to the Titans. Except for when it comes to these two teams. All right. The Chiefs and the Colts. Let's start with the Chiefs. The 1 and 2 Kansas City Chiefs. And let's actually start with the NFL's golden child, Patrick Mahomes.
Are you sure you want to go down this path? Austin Huff?
Well, just hear me out, guys. Just hear me out. All right. People forget that Patrick Mahomes is only 1-1 against the Titans all time. All right. It's just that his one just so happened to be the one to go to the big one. But now he appears to be coming back down to earth. Maybe. I mean, coming into this year, he had never thrown an interception in September. Now he has 3. I mean, guys, is it too soon to call him a bust? I don't know. The jury's still out. We have a running joke at Cork Bats that Patrick Mahomes, he looks really, really dumb in a helmet. Like, he's really good, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but the dude looks like a doofus in that helmet. Like with the headband and the oversized bonnet. Like, I don't. Have you guys ever noticed this? Have you guys do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Slay has thought about
I
this
do know what
before.
you're talking about.
I do not.
Like, you won't ever be able to look at him the same. He looks insanely dumb in a helmet. Just Google image search Patrick Mahomes and you'll be like, oh gosh, yeah, you're right. Like he looks like he has overprotective parents. Like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs thinks his helmet is too big. Like he borrowed his helmet from the Great Gazoo on the Flintstones. right? Him in a helmet looks like it's the equivalent of basketball players who wear shirts under their jersey. Just a really dumb look. And my apologies ahead of time if Ron, you were a t-shirt under jersey guy.
A cutoff
He
t-shirt.
was.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
he
the
was.
cutoff t-shirt.
Yes, that was a cutoff t-shirt.
As long as you're still sleeveless, it's
Okay,
it's the guys in the t-shirts I don't understand. It's
I
like
hated it too.
you know,
Well, you
what-
were a
what do you-
sweater. You had to, I mean,
Yeah, I needed man. I had to.
things you learned on 3HL today.
Yeah.
We're not even an hour in.
But Patrick Mahomes looking dumb in a helmet. That's literally like the only thing we've ever been able to say negative about Patrick Mahomes. It's literally his only flaw. But now that their team sucks, well, now he looks even dumber in a helmet. All right. Like, how bad is it in Kansas City? They had to turn to Josh Gordon for help. Imagine being like, Josh Gordon, we need your help. This is a guy who has used every single contract he signed as rolling papers. All right. I mean, don't get me wrong. This team's forte is signing troubled wide receivers. Cough, Tyreek Hill, cough. So it's on brand. Personally, I'm to the point where like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs gave Ray Caruth a workout. I guess I never expected one of the best teams in the sport to turn to a guy who spends more time in Roger Goodell's office than Roger Goodell. They're being they're just going to have to be very specific when they tell him like that they want him to smoke some DBs. No, Josh, we said DBs, DBs, Josh, not doobies. And look, I'm dancing on the Chiefs' grave before the doctor even pronounces them dead. I know this team will probably rattle off like 14 straight wins.
No doubt.
But that's exactly why I'm doing it. I have to get this in now because this may be the last time in our lifetimes that we ever see the Chiefs under 500. It's like witnessing Haley's Comet, a double rainbow, or Andy Reid ordering a salad. No, you shut up. All right. Now it's on to the Indianapolis Colts, the 0-3 Indianapolis Colts. These dudes now have as many losses as Carson Wentz has foot injuries this year. All right. It's bad. Now, look, if you're a Titans fan older than the age of 4, which I'm pretty sure we all are, then you know like damn well that how much the Colts own this franchise for the better part of a decade. All right. Luckily, Amy Adams Strunk has brought back her controlling stake. She's bought back her controlling stake from those horseshoes. And now this rivalry appears to be correcting its course. And speaking of turning to troubled players for help on turning your season around, did you guys see who this team brought in for a workout earlier this week?
Ooh.
None other than the Panda, a.k.a.
yes.
Gigi Bowser, a.k.a. the best donuts on Charlotte Avenue, a.k.a. Isaiah Wilson himself. One man's bust is another man's blessing, I guess. Isaiah Wilson ended up signing with the Giants practice squad today, but still turning to Gigi Bowser for any help at all is a tough look. I mean, turning to Isaiah Wilson is as tough of a look as Darius Leonard turning a shoulder to Derrick Henry. Did you guys see that play? Derrick sent Darius Leonard flying farther than Leonard Nimoy, boldly sending him where no man has gone before. Well, no man other than Alexander Myers, Josh Norman, Earl Thomas, those 3 Jaguars players. Anyway, live long and prosper, Darius. But look, I know that I can't clown these guys too hard because even in their worst of years, the Colts have played the Titans tough. All right. And like the Chiefs, I could very, very easily see the Colts go on some sort of run and make the division competitive. The Colts, like the Chiefs, they don't die easy. Celebrating the Colts' death would be like celebrating every time Kenny dies on South Park. Like, he's just coming right back next episode. The Colts are like fax machines on signing day. Every year you're like, well, maybe this is the year we switch to email or something. But nope, a player commits and it's the Titans just happen to take this fax machine out to a field and take baseball bats to them, like that scene in Office Space. All right. So look, am I calling the time of death for the Colts? Absolutely not. I'm just choreographing my TikTok on their grave right now, right? Enjoying it while I can before like a cemetery security guard chases me away or something.
Austin Huff, quarterbacks.com. There
Like
you
it,
go.
Huff.
Get it all
That's a
in.
good one today, Huff.
Thank you,
That
guys.
was a good rant.
Adam on Facebook Live says, don't forget Patrick Mahomes sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Seriously.
That too. That paired with the helmet. Oh, it's just a tough look for the guy.
Quarterbacks.com, Cork with a K. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Mahomes.
When we
I've
come back.
Never noticed that. What's wrong with y'all?
By the way, I teased this. Erkser was a full participant today at practice. Full participant.
Ooh, let me go to my fantasy league.
Ron Slay had something to say yesterday about the whole Taylor Lewan thing and the booing and the crowd and all that stuff.
Yep.
We didn't get to it.
we going to actually get to it today?
We about to.
I got an announcement.
The Titans play 4 quarters this weekend against the Jets. Jets.
Mike, that's as low as you can get without being on the ground.
Nashville. The Titans and the Jets. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk, and the injury report is out. First one of the week for the Titans and the Jets. When it comes to Tennessee, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, both. Neither of them did practice today. Hamstring injury, both were out. Taylor Lewan did not practice today because of a toe injury. Now, the players that are coming back, Jayon Brown as well as Anthony Ferkser, both were full participants. Now, when it comes to the Jets, Elijah Moore, he did not practice due to a concussion. Jeff Smith, wide receiver, did not practice due to concussion. Jeff Smith coming out because of a car accident that he was in. And Jet safety Marcus May will be out 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Safe to say he is not playing on Sunday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Cornbread on Twitter found a picture of Patrick Mahomes with a gigantic helmet. I don't know if there's something crazy going on there. Maybe some artwork.
No,
maybe it's a real
legit.
picture.
That's legit. That's not photoshopped at all.
It's really. Oh man, how are the Hunk Titans doing? You ready? Ready for the big game tonight against the Jets?
Yeah, injury report. Marcus May's playing for the Jets. A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and Taylor Lewan all playing for the Hunks Titans. So we are good to go. Ain't nobody injured on our game.
You got to do something about that, man.
I know. Well, see, and I'm getting both responses. Should we just go with the week to week, or should we go with the franchise mode and make it our own little Hunk verse that we're doing?
Week to week, bro.
I like the week to week too, Hunk.
Yeah, you need the right people in the game.
Gotta have the
What
right
are we
people.
learning from Colin Kaepernick spanking your butt?
And I didn't prep enough.
It's true.
I didn't prep enough.
I didn't prep enough or even look at their roster before the game started.
It's true. Hey, we turn the music off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Davenport.
Hey, happy Wednesday to ya.
It's Whiny Wednesday.
It is
right,
Whiny
Slay?
Wednesday. I'm not whining. I'm just saying.
You're in rare form today.
Hey, no.
So let me get this straight. Brent's leaving me with Dawn and Slay tomorrow. Dawn as she is today, and then Friday I get Slay and Ramon Foster.
That's right.
Yes.
For those that don't know,
That's right.
3HL turned on its head on Friday. Ron Slay and Ramon Foster host 3HL with Joe Hunt.
That's
trying to
yeah.
manage that situation.
Oh, yeah.
That's me.
It's on. It is on.
I'm the
I
yellow
forgot
light.
you were off tomorrow too, Brent.
Oh, yeah.
You're out of
He's
here,
gone.
man. Gone, dog.
Playing golf, man. It's a big tournament. Got to play well.
Who's your teammate?
That would be one Blake Fulton.
Oh.
How'd you guys do last year?
We did not do well. Because here's the problem. Those that know what member guests are know what member guests are. But anyway, it's a tournament. So when you play with me, that puts a lot of pressure on you.
Because you can only get so many strokes.
Remember our argument during the offseason? This defense cannot get worse.
Yeah.
Oh, my golf game can.
His partner.
You know what my strategy is? And I think this is going to turn the corner for us this year.
Oh,
this is going to get it done.
Here we go.
I'm not going to drink.
What?
Nah, they ain't. Nah.
No,
Y'all
no.
going down.
Then you're going to be in your own head.
Exactly.
You're going
Y'all
to be.
going down.
You're going to be trust me.
down.
No,
You think
I mean
that's a bad idea?
they're going down anyway. But
they going-
yeah,
Might as well have fun doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all going down in flames if y'all don't. Come on, man.
yeah.
Come on.
Don't.
That ain't- yeah,
No.
yeah. You might as well come on to the show.
Yeah, if you're not going to do that,
you
I
might as well
mean,
come on. Yeah, come on,
No.
come on. Like,
no.
Can I hook in live from the golf course? Where's that equipment you got, Don?
Yes, you want to borrow it?
Babs, you need it, don't you?
No,
Oh.
heck no, because I'm leaving you and Ramon alone on Friday.
can't
I
wait.
am
'Cause we gone.
not going to be a
Dude,
part of
Yeah,
that.
we gone.
I guarantee you, everybody on the golf course is going to have that thing turned up.
Oh, we are gone.
You have to listen to that show. Because
Oh, they're good.
here's the thing. What are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to talk about?
Us.
You have no idea
What
where
about
that,
that?
you have no
We
idea
ain't
where
got
that
a
show's
clue.
going to go.
We ain't got a clue. We know we're going to tell stories.
Yeah.
We're going to talk
Like-
about chasing rings. We just talked about that last night. So
Who is gonna?
That's it.
Whoa, wait.
Who's-
Did you catch that?
That
They
they're
were preparing
planning?
for the
I
show
know.
last night.
Who's gonna lead? Like, who's gonna toss to breaks?
I'm
Who's gonna-
driving.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
Why did you
Yeah,
guys?
I'm driving.
I mean, I know I've been here for a minute now, but
Yeah.
come on, man.
Brent, you guys show me how to work the phone.
Oh Lord, have
Are
mercy.
Because I
you
don't wanna,
kidding
me?
No, I don't want to
Hey.
say, huh?
No, just let Hunt
Brent,
do
such,
it.
no, that's not a part of the captain's chair.
All right. At some point today, you're going to sit right over here and do it.
No, I just want you to show me today.
No, you can do it. Just,
I think you should do it.
sometimes you just got to get thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
I mean,
like
the fire's coming.
It
Oh
is
no, if we
coming.
thrown him in the fire, he doesn't do it till Friday. At least you're kind of letting him at least try. it.
Here's a key cog to the whole operation. You see what
Oh,
that is?
yeah, I like that.
We call that the Rashawn Evans button.
Yeah, I used that before. I ain't
That's
used
what
it
I was
before,
gonna
but I had it over here before.
You
It's
had it over
called
there
the
before?
Well, it
dump
was just me and
button.
it was just me and Babs, and I put it over here.
Yeah,
It's-
because I wasn't anywhere near it.
Yeah,
It's the dump button, and it is like a pretty big box.
yeah,
All right, Taylor Lewan said the booze got to him.
yeah. So, I wanna talk to.
Have you ever been booed?
Oh, love them.
No, by
Your own
by your
fans.
own fan base.
No.
By your own fans.
Because it was never. And see, this is the thing. But it's two coins, two sides of the coin on this one. First, to Taylor Lewan, to me, as a athlete, you cannot let that dictate your emotions or your feelings.
Yeah, but you're a
Especially at this point.
human.
Hold on, I know.
He's
I
a
got you.
human.
It's two sides to the coin, Babs.
All right.
I'm telling you, as an athlete, first.
He's a human.
Yeah, you can't let that get to you. And if it does, you got to find ways to channel that and transfer all that energy into your play. Like, it's no way. Like, you're a professional, man. You're a professional. So even if it does get to you, don't come right. And I know, Babs, you say be.
I'm like, don't
open book.
criticize
Yeah,
him for
be an open
freaking
book.
talking
But
to us
Let's
and
talk
telling
about
us.
this at the end of the season, though. Like, let's talk about that part at the end of the season.
But he's
I don't
asked
need you to do
about
that.
it.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. But come on, man. This is why we got Wine and Wednesday. If you're gonna do that, just call the show. Call our show and you just jump on jump
Taylor
on
can
out.
call our show
And
on
have a
Whiny
ball.
Wednesday and do
Yeah,
it.
you can have a ball.
Yeah.
Second part to that
This
is
is a room that enjoys what he does.
yeah, without question.
Yeah.
Second part to that is fans. If you're going to boo, be prepared for when it comes back around. When that guy says, I don't want to be here or something, and it's contract negotiation time, and all of a sudden you back in love with him and you want him back around. Like Babs just said, he's a human. Humans remember this. He may have a little lean somewhere else because of those boos. So
I'll
be
forgive,
mindful.
but I'll never forget.
Exactly. Be mindful of that. Like, it's different. I never went through that one because I never left it out there like regardless of injury or anything, if I play, man, you getting it all. Like, you were never gonna question. You were gonna walk off like, man, he was just hurt, man. They're gonna have to take him out the game. It wasn't gonna be a part where you were gonna boo me because of my performance. I wasn't gonna hurt us that bad to get booed. I'm not gonna be out there. I'm not gonna be out there. I'm gonna find another way. I'm savvy enough to find another way, or I'm not gonna play. But fans,
That's
booing,
what you just said, or I'm not going to play.
yeah, you can't. You can't get out there. And like he said, he was a lot of that he was saying in his mind to get himself going, trying to trick himself into it. We talked about that in the offseason. Once you get cleared, it's all mental.
Oh.
Like, it's no question about it. Once I got cleared to go and play, I said to myself, man, when I go out here, dog, I can't be protective of it. What's going to happen is going to happen. And once you take that on, you're going to be fine. But if you go out there thinking, let me watch it how I plant this way. Man, you going to get the person across from you they don't care nothing about that.
You're going to get what we got in week 1 from Taylor
You're going to get a
Lewan.
Chandler Jones performance.
Mhm.
Exactly. So you can't do that. But for the booing, fans, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. And it's okay to boo because you pay your money to boo. But be mindful. When they come back to it and they say, man, you want to be here, and they dog the fans, no, they boo me. Everything you do for the city, once you embrace them, you can scold them. But you got to know who you scolding, man. Because that booing, it get the other people differently. Me, I would have looked at y'all want to boo? Oh, y'all want to boo? I know what to do. Yeah, and it would have been different.
Well,
but.
here's the other thing, too. Like, he plays a position in sports where you really notice when the mistakes are made.
Exactly.
But if you go back and watch the film from the Colts game, that dude was burying people in the run game again.
He got off.
Yeah.
He got back to the old
He looked
him.
a lot more like himself.
Yep.
And when he was
If you go
introduced,
back and watch it.
when he was introduced on Sunday, I will say it was probably 40% of the crowd was booing him in the player introductions.
And that's messed up. But it's a part of it if they pay their money. Like, this is just a part of it. I'm sorry. And you got to be willing to take it.
RJ in Phoenix said on YouTube, he even said, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, and that's what I was
Here's
saying.
the other thing about Taylor Lewan, and it's going to be interesting in the offseason. We've got a lot to do before we get there. But since we're talking about it, his contract status now is, like, moving forward into the offseason, is one that the Titans could move him and be okay.
Yeah.
Financially.
Yep.
This last offseason, it would have been tough.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate that the one guy that will sit there and answer every media question
exactly
and not
what he's
give
thinking.
you some baloney, generic player speak, coach speak crap, and now fans boo him and go at him and all that.
I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't
him.
stop being him and being honest. And I hope other players don't look at that and say, well, I'm just going to give some canned crap answer now for media because I don't ever want to be that guy.
And that's a part
We
of it.
ask for transparency and then we treat it this way.
That's a
I
part
mean,
of
is he
it.
the best tackle in the NFL? No.
Nope.
But is he pretty good at what he does? Yeah.
Yes, without question.
Can you win games with him at left tackle? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, go if you're thinking, oh, you guys are homers, blah, 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 go back and watch the tape, man.
Man,
He was killing people.
You be careful what you ask for. You boom and he
Oh, no,
leaves.
because we
Then
ripped
what
him
you
for
got?
that performance.
We ripped
and
him for the
won.
Yeah,
opener.
we're
Like,
supposed to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Because it
All right.
was bad.
Todd
Horrific.
Fuhrman coming up in the next segment. Stay tuned. Slay's looking for winners.
Oh, I got to have someone.
Winner,
Todd
chicken
Fuhrman at
dinner.
4:30. We'll be right back.
Buck Rising loves talking with you about the Titans, but has also found rooting against the Jags' new coach quite enjoyable.
I think I kind of root against Urban Meyer in a way that I'm
Yes.
Hey,
Hey,
sometimes
cut that music off, Hunk. Thanks.
Why does everybody continue to do that today? Why?
I like that beat.
Me too.
I did too. I just wanted to do it.
We just want to mess with him.
Yeah.
Slay, sometimes you got to give people what they want.
A lot of times.
Sometimes you got to give them what they need.
A lot of times. You got to get it to them. You got a whole lot of times.
How about the turnout in Gallatin yesterday at Buffalo Wild Wings?
That was what's up. That
put the pressure on Mount Juliet.
It sure did, man. Because
next Tuesday.
Ooh, Hendersonville, y'all did it. Then that was the best one. Then yesterday, it was like, golly.
The line for Caleb Farley after we got done was great.
That was crazy. So
great to see all y'all.
On the clock.
Mount Juliet next Tuesday, 3 to 6. We don't know who the player is going to be yet, do we?
I don't think so.
No, we don't know who the player is yet. Could be.
Could be who? You got an announcement to make?
I had one, but I'll wait.
Why?
This guy was there. Hey, by the way, Todd Fuhrman is coming up in just a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Tony the Stud next up on 3HL. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing today?
Oh, we're good, man.
Hey, man, I wish I would have had a good segue to get into this because I know Todd Fuhrman's coming up, but if you want to pin this on a slot that you have on the rest of the show, I'd be happy to listen to your thoughts.
All right.
John Bryce was talking about on Mickey and Blaine and Mickey today that, he had mentioned about, some of the coaches on the hot seat and Ed Orgeron's name came back up. And, man, I'm just telling y'all, that just burns me up for some reason. We're talking about a coach that took over for Les Miles and was able to I think he earned that job, first off. And he's 2 years removed from a Heisman winner, first-round draft pick, and a national championship, and then a COVID year. And it just makes me sick. It turns my stomach. And Blaine had said something about, well, there's a lot of money invested and you got 1 or 2 years, but who else are they going to get in the SEC? Because if your name isn't Nick Saban until he retires, I don't care what team you are. You can be any team in the SEC, and Nick Saban's probably going to end up taking you down. So I just don't know who are you going to hire. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to know what y'all's personal thoughts on the college coaching world was in that carousel and how quickly and how deep them things get. And just, you can lose your job so quickly.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, that is a great topic. We will get to that.
Yeah. Well, because part of it is new athletic director comes in, and that's not their guy, and that plays into it.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes at LSU.
There's a lot going on at every program
I
behind
know,
the
but
scenes. I mean, this not to mention
stuff that's been put out there, though,
right,
that people have just kind of forgotten about.
Yeah. Well, and also you look at what the performance and what you see on the field. And Todd Fuhrman can attest to this as far as what you grab from that when you're making decisions on what to do game-wise. But to me, LSU's players have not looked like they want to be out there and play. Like, there is no fire. They're getting their butt beat in the trenches. Like, that plays into it, too.
He is on the hot seat. There's no question about that.
Especially when you look at what you see from you don't see fire from players when they go out there on a Saturday. There is a problem somewhere. I'm not saying that's on Ed O, but he is in charge of all of it, so it falls on him.
Todd Fuhrman joins us now from Vegas. Todd, what are the odds that Coach O is the first SEC coach fired?
You know what? It all hinges on how LSU plays over the next couple of weeks. I can't see them letting him go in season, but this is clearly a program searching for an identity. But I think they gave themselves a little bit of a reprieve with the win on the road in Starkville last week. It just doesn't feel that everything is all right down there in Baton Rouge. When you look at some of the players that have opted out, you look at some of the off-field issues as much as anything else. So culture shift coming. I'm just not quite sure, what direction they would elect to go if they cut ties with Coach O.
Todd Fuhrman joins us from Las Vegas. You need to listen to the Bet the Board podcast. I was 8-0 last Sunday. I was 7-1 this past Sunday. And I'm giving Todd and your podcast, Bet the Board podcast, a lot of credit.
Yes, you are.
Hey, we'll take all the credit we can get. The amazing part of that, we just break down the games. We want to try and allow people to come to their own conclusions with some of the analysis out there. So apparently you read the tea leaves correctly, my friend, and always happy to hear when people are profiting at the window.
I do try to read between the lines, though, Todd. I'm not going to lie. Like, did he just say this?
It is the name of the game in gambling. It's trying to ascertain the right information and be able to pick up some of the nuggets there and decide which you think are most applicable to the weekend slate of games.
You want to jump on in? Slay, what do you think?
Dive head first. Let's go.
Florida at Kentucky. Interesting line there, 8 to 8.5. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a game I really want no part of, honestly. Yeah. When you dive into Kentucky and the way that they've supposedly changed their offensive mentality, the stats tell you something different. You know, the big talking point all offseason was that Kentucky wanted to go to a more pass-heavy attack. That was why they parted ways with Terry Wilson. They bring in Will Levis, the Penn State transfer. But the reality of it is, through the first couple of games of the season, Kentucky is still only throwing the ball on 37% of their offensive snaps. It's a steady dose of Chris Rodriguez, one of the country's best backs. But at the same time, can the Wildcats continue to employ this blueprint as the schedule gets significantly more difficult? You look at their first 4 games against Louisiana Monroe, Missouri, Tennessee Chattanooga, and South Carolina. Next 4 games significantly more challenging with Florida, LSU, Georgia, and Mississippi State on the horizon. So this is kind of a measuring stick game for me. And when you look at Kentucky, beating Florida outright has been few and far between for them. They've lost 33 of the last 34. The only silver lining during that window was the 2018 outright win against the Gators.
What about Auburn and LSU? Don's obviously looking forward to that one. Auburn clearly struggled against Georgia State. What do you think about that matchup?
They did, and I think the biggest question for Auburn is what we're going to get at the quarterback position. You know, Bo Nix in some interviews was pretty coy about his role and if he'll be the starting quarterback. I'm not sure it changes the handicap from a fundamental standpoint if it's him or TJ Finley under center. When I look at these two teams, I think we're going to see a little bit of offense. This total has leaked out, and I actually agree with that particular move. LSU doesn't do a whole lot for me defensively. I think Auburn will be able to run the football against their defensive front. And while Auburn's defense played extremely well on the road against Penn State, I think they're a little bit more vulnerable if LSU wants to take some vertical shots. So this game with a total hung in the mid-50s, I think can go over the total. That would be my primary lean.
Arkansas is the kind of feel-good Cinderella story right now. But, man, here comes Georgia. Yeah. 18.5 is this line. Can it stay close?
Arkansas is probably going to need some help to keep this game inside of that 18.5, 19-point number. You look at Sam Pittman. He's talked about it all week, a very emotional homecoming of sorts. Going back to play in front of a fan base that treated him exceptionally well when he was the offensive line coach. And as far as a resume standpoint is concerned, Arkansas, has one that they should be very proud of. An outright win against Texas A&M, a dominant performance against Texas where they really clamped down. And we'll see if this 3-3-5 defense that Barry Odom wants to employ can confuse a veteran quarterback in JT Daniels. The big concern about Georgia is they haven't been as effective running the ball as I think all of us thought they would be coming into the season. But that Georgia defense is going to be an absolute nightmare, especially for KJ Jefferson and Treylon Burks, who are a little bit banged up going in. Have no problem with the number being as rich as it is. Think defense can be the order of the day. And the real key question is, can Arkansas score 14 points or more? I lean towards their team total under.
Like that, Todd. Let's go to the shootout, which should be a shootout. Ole Miss versus Bama.
Yeah, this total, the highest on the board this week, Ron. You're looking at a number up to 80 at FanDuel Sportsbook, and I think rightfully so when you consider that Ole Miss is the only team in the country averaging more than 600 yards per game on offense, and that's been incredibly consistent through the first couple of games, scoring 50-plus points a contest. And you look at how good they were against Tulane. They essentially did all the damage in the first 3 quarters in an absolute downpour. An extra week to prepare for Lane Kiffin and a team that feels more than comfortable attacking through the air or using their talented trio of backs on the ground. I think this is a game where we're going to need to see Bryce Young click on all cylinders. Suddenly the win against Miami in the season opener doesn't look nearly as impressive. This Alabama defense hasn't quite lived up to snuff so far. And at 14.5, lean towards the Rebels here. I think the total probably right where it needs to be. All it takes is a 6 or 7 minute drive that ended in a field goal, and I think you're hard pressed to go over, despite the 100-plus points we saw the last time these two teams did battle.
Just real quick, another expected high-scoring game. It's because I'm going to be working it, so I'm curious. Duke at North Carolina, 71.5 is the over.
I think this is a question of when North Carolina wants to take their foot off the accelerator, Don. I mean, when you look at Duke and their strength of schedule so far, they haven't exactly played a murderer's row by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, they started their season with a loss against Charlotte. They followed it up with an in-state FCS program. And then taking on the likes of Northwestern and Kansas won't prepare them for the area assault they're going to see. So North Carolina, in the wake of a loss, I think they can score 45-plus easily in this spot. It's a question if Duke will keep up. Lean over the total and lean laying the 19.5 with the favorite here.
How about Notre Dame? Todd Fuhrman with us, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. If we fail to get to a game you're interested in, just hit him up on Twitter. What about Notre Dame and a home underdog against Cincinnati?
And that's a little bit surprising, I think, to the casual fan when you consider how good Notre Dame has been in their own building over the last couple of years. And you have to go all the way back to Georgia's visit to South Bend in, I think, 2017 to find the last time that Notre Dame lost a game in front of their home faithful. Clearly, Cincinnati will come in with the rest advantage. They have had an extra week to prepare, much like a lot of the Irish's opponents will this season. And when you look at Notre Dame, it's still a game where they trailed 13-10 before they got the big kickoff return last week against Wisconsin. Then, of course, piled it on with a few defensive touchdowns. And Notre Dame, hey, look, I'm not going to take anything away from their 25 straight home victories, but at the same time, this will be a Cincinnati team that I think will throw a few curveballs at them. The real storyline will be how Luke Fickell and his bunch elect to attack their former defensive coordinator and Marcus Freeman. And the Bearcats defenders, a lot of their higher profile guys, have not minced words about Freeman's departure, feel like he left them high and dry, so they'll be playing with a chip on their shoulder Saturday afternoon.
Another big total, Tennessee at Missouri. What do you make of this game?
Yeah, and this is a game I think that goes flying over the total. I honestly believe this game could be as high scoring as the Alabama-Ole Miss contest, especially if Hendon Hooker's under center. If it's Joe Milton, I'd really want no part of backing the Vols, either from a point spread perspective or going over. We saw what Joe Milton can or can't do in the final moments of that Florida game. There's no quarterback in the country, in my opinion, who throws a nicer ball 15 rows deep into the stands than what Joe Milton does as far as accuracy in the red zone. So when you dive into this game, I think Missouri's going to have some success both running the ball and leaning on Connor Bazelak in the passing game. But with Hooker out there, I think Tennessee's pace and tempo can create some real problems. This is a Missouri team incapable of stopping the run, and this has all the makings of a shootout, at least on paper.
Yeah, I saw a stat. Georgia's given up like 249 yards rushing the entire season, and Missouri gives that up a game.
I mean, Missouri, having a ticket on Missouri last Saturday against Boston College, it was death by 10,000 paper cuts watching that final drive. I can't tell you how many times I watched and wanted to yell at the screen. It's second and long. Boston College is going to run the football right into the teeth of the Missouri defense, and almost like clockwork, they picked up 7 or 8 yards a pop and allowed Dennis Grosel to kind of operate in third and short and do whatever he wanted against the undermanned Tigers defense.
So the only thing going over if Joe Milton plays quarterback are his passes over the head of everybody?
Oh, 100%. There's nobody better in college football that can airmail receivers by more than 15 or 20 yards, and it's no different than what we saw from Joe Milton during his time at Michigan. It's a guy that's got all the physical tools in the world, but accuracy and touch, not exactly the strong points in his arsenal.
Time to go to the NFL. Tampa at New England. That seems low, 6.5 to me.
Yeah, this number will get up to 7, so if you like the favorite and you want to lay the 6.5 now, this will probably be one of the sportsbook's largest liabilities of Sunday. Can't imagine folks are running to the window to lay the points to take the points with Mac Jones and a New England offense that really didn't do a whole heck of a lot last Sunday against the Saints. I look at the total, and I think that's probably a slightly more attractive option. They look to go under 49, but not a game that I'm running to bet by any stretch of the imagination. I think the storylines will make it worth watching, but I can't make a case for the underdog, at least not as it sits here now.
Cardinals and Rams.
This is a game that, the Rams have really had Arizona's number. They've now won 8 straight against their divisional foe, going 7-1 against the spread. And a big part of it in the last couple meetings has been Jalen Ramsey's ability to lock down DeAndre Hopkins. But at the same time, one thing that we've grown accustomed to from Arizona, where they've had success with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury, is covering as an underdog of 3 points or more. Surprisingly enough, it's a role they haven't been in since week 1 last season against the 49ers, where they won that game outright. There's been 15 such games with Kingsbury as the head coach. They're 10-3-2 against the spread. This number did open in that 6-point range. It's been bet down to 4.5, and I think 4.5 or better makes the underdog a little bit live, as it's logical to expect a slight letdown from the Rams, even in the division, knowing that they have a primetime showdown against the Seattle Seahawks on a short week.
Let me go ahead and guess, Todd Fuhrman. You're staying away from Titans by 7 over the Jets.
You know what? In this game, I haven't gotten myself to pull the trigger yet, but I lean towards the underdog here in the Jets. I think this is a letdown spot for Tennessee, in my opinion, given what we saw over the last couple of weeks. This is a Jets team that if you're the Tennessee Titans, you can't really blame them if they're not going to take them all that seriously. But when you dig into some of the Jets' numbers, there's no doubt that their offense has struggled, but I think a lot of young quarterbacks would struggle against a trio of defenses in the Panthers, Patriots, and Broncos to kind of jumpstart things. This total has also come down from 46 where it was. You know, you're now looking at a total at 44, moving through a key number of 45. Obviously, growing speculation that A.J. Brown will be a long shot to play. And I think the Titans get the win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets are a lot more competitive than Titans fans feel comfortable with. So I like the Jets here plus 7.5.
How is anything affected if Julio Jones also is looking like a no-go?
It's going to really change the dynamic, because the one thing that the Jets do relatively well, and that's, of course, all relative in the grand scheme of things, is defend the run a little bit. So it allows them to, put 8 men in the box and force Tennessee to try and find capable receivers over the top. And why is that even more problematic? The Jets will be without their most talented defender in the secondary, in Marcus May. He'll be lost for 3 to 4 weeks. So very curious to see how the Titans would attack if they were down both of their cogs in the receiving game, knowing that the Jets are extremely vulnerable in their back seven.
The public has consistently loved the Chiefs. They have underperformed against the spread, clearly. They're alone in last place in the AFC West. Do they finally get it together at Philadelphia and go above that 6.5 number?
I mean, this number has drifted out. I don't think there's a whole lot of value in terms of backing the Chiefs in this particular spot, not in the wake of Philadelphia looking ill-equipped to do much of anything on the offensive side of Monday Night Football. And Jalen Hurts missed some easy throws. I mean, that game had a chance to be very competitive if he connects with Zach Ertz on the opening drive and has Philadelphia inside the red zone with a chance to cut it to 1 score. Of course, the next play, Devontae Smith falls down and Trayvon Diggs is dancing down the sidelines. Philadelphia defensively, I don't know if they're going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot to slow down Kansas City. But until we see the Chiefs really put their foot to the accelerator, I think it's tough to lay a price, especially around a touchdown on the road. So this will be a game that I won't get anywhere near from a side or total perspective.
Is there a game that we've left off that you really like?
I think this is a week that you can look to try and bet the Washington football team. I know it hasn't exactly been smooth sailing for Arthur Smith taking over as head coach of the Falcons, but he did get off the schneid last week with the Falcons erasing a 14-7 deficit. This is an Atlanta offense, I think, that lacks some weaponry. And so for as bad as Washington has been on the defensive side, I think this can be a get-right type scenario. Taylor Heineke should have time in the pocket. And unfortunately for Atlanta, they don't have anybody to mark Terry McLaurin. So I look for the Washington football team to go on the road in Atlanta and win this game going away.
There you go. Todd Fuhrman, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. Thanks, Todd.
Always a pleasure, guys and girls. Enjoy the games this weekend. And Dawn, safe travel out to Chapel Hill.
Thank you.
Bet the Board podcast. Get it. It's awesome.
I'm with it.
I love it. All right. When we come back, who the hell knows? 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Your Titans are at MetLife Stadium this weekend against the Jets. Coverage starts Sunday morning at 9. Then the kickoff at noon on your home for Titans football. 1045 The Zone.
All right, mortgage rates, yes, they are the lowest in history. And yes, it's your chance to lock in a lower house payment. And yes, Loan Pronto is who you need to call to Why you get rid of all my stuff, Mom?
You're going to need to put that toy down. I'm tired of seeing all my stuff walk out of here. Because Hadley runs everything.
To get used like way more than we got.
You said she at daycare like sits at the head of the table, and you better finish your fruit or Miss Hadley's going to come around and get it.
They had to start sitting her at the head of the table because she was stealing everybody else's fruit when
That's
she
my
was
girl.
done with hers.
That's my girl.
And so they have to be able to keep an eye on her.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah. That's
you know
a
who
hot
loves
mess.
that so much if he's listening right now is Coach Mack.
Yeah. That's right, baby Babs.
Oh, man. Hit us on Zone
She's
TV.
the mayor, man. She's going to steal your spot.
They call her the mayor, yeah. Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
So Periscope is gone, right? It's just Twitter Live. Is it working okay? Are we good
Oh,
there?
no, we're all good. No. Basically, Twitter purchased Periscope, and so they integrated into one. So it's still the same. It looks the same. It all acts the same.
I just don't like we can't see the comments. Because I like the comments.
I know. I love that you chat with people in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to do it. So I'm glad
Slay's
you did.
very good about that.
I
Why
just-
don't you do it?
Because are you kidding me? Like, it's hard for me to focus on freaking one thing I can't multitask.
I mean,
I'm
betting the Auburn LSU over as we speak.
Yeah, I've already thrown down some
I
money
got a
on that
17 parlay going right now.
17. What are your chances of actually winning a 17 team?
No, 7 teams.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying 17.
Nah, if I could. I ain't got,
We've got hey,
17,
listen.
but 7
on Fridays, the parlay is in effect.
Oh, the parlay
It is
is
in
in
effect.
effect this Friday.
And-
Ooh, so I tell y'all.
It should have been in effect last Friday.
So should have.
And you tried to roll it out there real quick, but you did well on your parlays last weekend.
Really did really well. One of these
Really
that I
well,
got
Jim.
Yeah, one of these I got in the parlay right now. I'm iffy about, so I don't know if I want to hit go.
Which
because
one?
Florida, the money line versus Kentucky, because I really know Florida is going to spank Kentucky, but it'd be just my luck because I want to rag on Brent and Peter Burns so bad.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go there, didn't you think South Carolina was going to beat Kentucky?
I did. And I took the point.
You do realize that there was a period of about 35 years where Kentucky didn't beat Florida, right?
Well, it's 1 in 35. One
You
time
did-
in 35.
You talking to them, right? You talking to him and Peter Burns because Peter may be listening.
No, Florida's getting them this week.
Yeah, I know.
Florida's getting them this week.
I know. But no. Y'all
I'm
need
just
to.
saying.
No. You and Peter both. Y'all need them to be. So, people, listen. If you're tuning in on Friday, we have Peter Burns on, and him and Brent both picked
Kentucky
to
finish
second in the SEC
So,
East.
so we need this win from Kentucky.
Exactly.
All right, Will Levis.
Yeah.
You're on the clock.
You're not going to get it.
You and your bananas.
Now-
You're on the clock.
So I'm no longer in limbo about my Florida team in parlay. Now I'm okay with it. So that's a sneak peek into Friday.
Hey, Don,
That's
can
done.
you call your buddy Coach Brooks and tell him we got something on the line on this one? We're going to need his team to play well.
Nope.
Did you say Coach Brooks?
Yeah, Coach Brooks.
No, that was like 10 years
I
ago.
always go back to Rich Brooks in Kentucky. Why do I do that?
I don't know.
What
It was
happened?
actually more than 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
Coach Stoops.
Stoops has been there for a minute,
forever,
man.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't even know the coach of the team I want to finish second in the East.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
Can
good.
you go back and
that's my
talk
guy.
to Terry Bowden about that Auburn team? If
The
you
little
could get
general.
him to do that.
Daddy.
Woo! That's a bankroll for the parlay. If you get this one, woo! We're rolling in
Wait,
the dough, y'all.
how much did you put down on the parlay?
This right here, 25.
To get you what?
I'll get you $15.65. $25 get you $15.65.
Here we go, Jim.
And then in one of them, $5.
We'll make you holla.
I'll get you $12.26. So hey, I'm telling y'all,
All you need is like 7 freaky things to happen.
that's it. And then in one of them, you got the opportunity
To cash
to
out.
get 6 of the 7.
Oh,
You say, hey,
you don't have to be perfect.
you ain't even got to be perfect, but see now you really got to pay attention to Friday because you don't even know what it is. You just know what your total can be. So,
Well, I mean, it's you and Ramon hosting 3HL. They need to be paying attention anyway.
Oh, God.
bingo,
Nothing like that has ever hit the airwaves at 104.5 The Zone.
2 bets accepted.
I so dislike you guys.
2 bets accepted.
By the way, let
Plus
me ask
4
you.
other bets already down from Monday.
I need to know from Action 247. how the Ole Miss game went to 17.5 while Todd Fuhrman was talking.
That was amazing. 3 points. 17.5. If you think I didn't take it again, that's where you're wrong.
Do you think it's this media tour now
exactly
that Lane Kiffin's going on?
Yeah, Lane Kiffin.
That man said
with
Let's
his
talk
friend
about that.
Michael Wilbon.
Yeah, they're buddies.
You know what he said about Corral?
He's too small.
No, what Lane said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he might be too small. He might be this, but he's still good.
I'm gonna tell you when we get back.
Okay.
You drink your water so you're properly hydrated when we come back. 5 o'clock hour coming up. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah.
Blaine and Mickey talk so much football that they've gotten inside their own heads.
What all is Mike Vrabel's aura comprised of? Maybe that's
aura.
Aura. Now it's funny. Aura. Now I don't even know how to say it.
Someone call in and help Mickey pronounce.
I'm in my own head now.
Blaine and Mickey, tomorrow from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, what's up? It's Ron Slade. The building I'm looking for to be in. Yep, that's the one, people. Steer right out the wings. 2521 Nolensville Pike, right on 440 or 123 Ewing Drive in the Old Princess location. That's the other location that you can go to. But the one I usually go to is Nolensville Pike. Catch me there on a Monday. Could have caught me there yesterday, Tuesday, 69-cent wings. But you can get there Monday through Sunday and get all the tasty wings, and you ask, which one should you get? Because that's always what you want to ask when you go into a good wing spot. What flavor should I get? I'm going to tell you what. Sweet and sassy, which is their traditional kind. That's their flavor, only their flavor, mixed with lemon pepper. Sweet and sassy and lemon pepper mixed together. Then I get my fries, ranch Cajun seasoned fries. That's ranch dressing, seasoning with Cajun seasoning on it, and mozzarella cheese on it. Ooh, magnifique is what it is. I'm telling you right now. So I also wash it down with some Kool-Aid. 1, 2, 3. Steer like out wings.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal support services. There are 5 undefeated teams still left in the NFL: the Rams, Raiders, Broncos, Cardinals, and the Panthers. Only the LA Rams were a playoff team a year ago, which means that the others either underperformed last season or they're overperforming now. The Raiders and Cardinals definitely had high expectations in 2020 that they didn't meet and are making up for it with hot starts this year. But it's the Broncos and Panthers who are surprising us. A lot can and will be made about how well their respective quarterbacks are playing. However, their actual paths to the top of their divisions has been on the other side of the football. The Panthers and the Broncos are the number 1 and number 2 defenses in the NFL, which proves an old school football cliche. Defense wins games. Just be steady on offense. I'm Tiki Barber.
We all know the soothing scent of Vicks Vapo Rub, the comforting scent families everywhere have come to trust. Whether you had a pesky cough and couldn't go to sleep, or you just needed a loving touch of care to help you feel better, Vicks Vapo Rub has always been there. It always made you feel better, and today, it still does. Reach for Vicks Vapo Rub and wrap yourself with the calm and soothing relief only Vicks Vapo Rub can bring. Vicks Vapo Rub, trusted soothing vapors, always there for you.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Nashville area attorneys. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
Lately, we've been getting a lot of calls and questions about acoustic wave therapy for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. This is a relatively new treatment for ED, but one we've been using for years. This is Kim for the Tennessee Men's Clinic, and if you're looking at acoustic wave therapy or any option to help your ED, it's worth a visit to check us out. Our wave therapy protocols use acoustic wave technology, but often also combine it with other treatments that can give most of our patients far higher satisfaction rates. There is no surgery nor any type of invasive procedures required, and while most clinics you hear about only offer sound wave treatments, with our urologist and provider's guidance, you can likely have sex the day after your appointment and experience fewer letdowns. With another one of our ED treatments, you can last up to an hour and a half, and our expertise in treating these issues means you'll get the results you want. So make your appointment today. We'll show you why our acoustic wave program is the better way to do wave therapy. Call us today at 615-208-9090 or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Visit our website to learn more, including side effects, treatments extra. Results vary.
How real do I give it? So real. How real do I give it? So real. So real that Caesars will give you some authentic NFL gear when you bet $100 in September. So download the app and get live in-game betting, parlays, Caesars rewards, and some authentic NFL gear. I'm an official sponsor of the NFL, people!
Must be 21. Offer valid in Tennessee only and for new and existing users who opt into this offer. Jersey awarded as a gift card. Options may vary. Terms and conditions apply. See Caesars.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST.
Create your dream ring with one of Shane Company's unique gold or platinum settings and add the loose center natural diameter gemstone of your choice. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
The NASCAR playoffs are coming to Talladega for race weekend of the Yellowwood 500 on October 2nd and 3rd. And 1045 The Zone has your chance to be there. Sign up for a chance to win tickets to race weekend at Talladega, which includes the Yellowwood 500, Chevrolet Silverado 250, and the Sparks 300. For your chance to win, go to 1045thezone.com/contests. Tickets are on sale now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. From the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Brought to you by CoinFlip. Want to pay less for crypto? CoinFlip is the world's leading crypto ATM company that cuts the average competitor's fees by more than half. So visit coinflip.tech to find an ATM near you and flip your cash into crypto today. It's so flippin' easy. Looks like we're dealing with an accident downtown. The right lane is blocked at I-24 eastbound before you get to Spring Street. An stalled vehicle blocking the right shoulder from a one-vehicle accident in Antioch at I-24 eastbound after Harding Place. Also have another stalled vehicle blocking the right shoulder at I-24 westbound after Maxey Road. And have an accident at Harding Pike at Woodland Drive. Also out in Hermitage at Andrew Jackson Parkway at Lebanon Pike, working on a rescue there. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 105 The Zone.
From the WinBet Studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. The Titans and the Jets. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 1045 The Zone.
Good evening. I am Joe Hunk, and the Titans injury report is out. So is the Jets. But for the Titans, the names you need to know: A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. Neither practiced today with hamstring injuries. At least that's what's been put on the injury report. Taylor Lewan did not practice today because of a toe injury. But Jayon Brown as well as Anthony Ferkser both were full participants. Now, when it comes to the Jets, wide receivers Elijah Moore and Jeff Smith are both still in concussion protocol. Neither of them practice, and Marcus May, the safety for the New York Jets, did not practice because of an ankle injury. It is being reported that he will be out 3 to 4 weeks. And the Atlanta Braves are in the second game of a pivotal 3-game series against the Phillies. After winning last night, the Braves are now up 3.5 games. The magic number is 3. And if the Braves can win tonight, they can clinch the NL East tomorrow. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, Visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Closed, glistening off her golden locks.
Well said.
I watched the SEC storied More Than Words. Is that what it was? Or is that a Faith No More song?
It's
the one about the radio play-by-play guys.
Yeah, that's not the right.
They're so illustrative with the way that they communicate their messages and paint the picture and tell the stories and all of those things. It's made me inspired over the last couple
More
of days.
than a voice.
Yeah, more than
a voice.
More Than Words is not even a song I can come back with here in a minute because it's so slow.
More than words. There you go.
That was
I just hit it for you. Hey, guess who else is?
Can we hear that again at some point, please?
No. Do not save that. Don't even think about it, honk.
Listen.
Guess who else is here?
Who else is here?
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
There you go.
Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the
That
building.
dude.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
That guy.
Slay Davenport's having a good time with us
building.
trying to get all our bets in after Todd Fuhrman was on like
Yes.
30 minutes ago.
We were locked in that break.
Disaster.
Well, we
were locked
combine what we hear from Todd Fuhrman with what we hear from Alan Bell.
Yep.
And, you go from there.
Yep, and it's a lot. Like I'm showing y'all on the Zone TV camera. That's my notes from Alan Bell and Todd.
They
Fuhrman.
can't see it because of the window that's open and the light
Yeah,
that's shining over the
this-
golden locks of Don Davenport.
Oh, yeah, sure can.
I mean, pretty soon it's going to be dark. It will have already been dark for an hour here in Nashville. So enjoy it and embrace it while you can, people.
What did Mickey always say? I thought it was hilarious. Dark AF, dark at 5.
Oh, there you
Shoot,
go. That's
around
it.
here it's like
At
AF
4.
at 4. Yeah.
Okay. If y'all ever elect me to office, the only thing I'm ever going to do for you,
What?
because I get things done, is spring forward and stay there.
Like Arizona.
Spring forward each time, though?
No.
I was going to say.
It's a one and done.
Yeah, well,
It's like every Kentucky basketball player. It's a one and done.
That would be
You're gonna miss
awesome.
all- yeah,
like
you're gonna
5
miss
years
all
from
the
now,
time,
boy,
but
we'd be
that's what
light,
I'm saying.
baby. It'd be light at 1 in the morning. It'd be like Alaska.
Hey, we got to adjust.
Good evening and welcome into 3HL at 3 p.m.
Yeah, the economy got to adjust. Everybody just get with it. Get with it or get left.
You get
Which one you going to do?
Ron Slay might have made a little mistake on the parsley.
Yeah, and
Hit that mistake. What did you? So the big
no, but
game.
that's going to give away, though. No,
Well,
no.
you can
Okay.
you can mention,
you can mention
the
this
mistake
one.
that you made because I'll tell you.
the big game is Georgia, Arkansas,
Right.
right? That's where Herb Street
No, I'm
and
not
Fowler and Rowe are going to be.
I'm not
That's a
touching
big
that
game.
one.
I am. Because I never doubt Georgia again after what they did last week.
What about Georgia State and Arkansas State? You all in on that one?
No, it's not even Georgia State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia Southern and Arkansas State.
Yeah. So sometimes when you move swiftly through your bets, you kind of accidentally hit wrong buttons. And I don't know how I hit this wrong button, but added into my parlay was Georgia Southern and Arkansas State.
Hey, Georgia Southern just fired their coach. So what did you do? What did you bet?
Why did they fire him? Because they're winning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they haven't won this year. They're not doing well this
Right.
year. Neither is Arkansas State, by the way.
Isn't that Butch?
Yeah, but Georgia Southern's
There you go, Jim.
been to 2 straight bowl games. Remember, I worked their bowl game last year, the New Orleans Bowl, where they won, and I jammed out on their Gata guitar. Get after that.
I swear. If you and Sisler ever work the same game, like you're playing the instrument, she's dancing. For those that don't know, there's the Sisler shimmy. So she joins us from SEC Media Days quite frequently, but she does sidelines also.
Yeah.
Well, at some point before the game, she'll do a Sisler shimmy. and
Sideline shimmy.
She'll start
Oh, yeah.
dancing.
And
which is
the best part
phenomenal.
is
I love
all
it
the
so
people
much.
around her that are like, what in the heck is that girl doing?
Get the shimmy.
So Georgia Southern, Chad Lunsford, I thought had done a phenomenal job, and I was like, there's got to be more to it. I know that they have lost 3 in a row. They're off to a bad start, whatever. Well, there is video. out there on game day. Prior to the game, the team is on the school buses, like going to the game in their uniforms, and one of their defensive linemen is on top of the bus, which, first of all, just that in itself, right, might be concerning. Like, is somebody in charge of this program? Like, why is a player sitting on top of a moving bus?
Two players.
Two players, yes. But the one I am referencing, somebody from the crowd. Now, remember, this is Georgia Southern up there on like top party schools in the nation. Somebody throws said defensive lineman on the top of the bus a beer, and he chugs it in his jersey on game day.
While it's moving.
Was that wrong?
Well, I feel like game day, it being on game day might be frowned upon. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to hydrate prior to the game. It's going to be a hot day there in Statesboro.
Sober before game time.
He heard.
Yeah.
He heard about the Slay Miller Lite wash away. That's all he was doing.
He was washing away before.
I have a feeling that might have played into maybe the decision later to relieve them of their coach.
Your underage players drinking on top of a moving school bus on a game day.
He might not be underage.
Yes, you're right. I'm assuming too much there. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, injury report. Titans and Jets. The Titans part is really lengthy. Honk, what are you eating?
Kaneka sausage.
I told you. That's why we got jellies for Hunk.
Wait, you're
eating
sausage?
I told you he had sausages in there he made yesterday. When did you make them, Hunk?
No, I made them on. I made this on Sunday at the house.
Even better. On the grill.
Still good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the refrigerator and then I just rolled it up.
Listen, I know Hunk.
We had a listener that brought us jelly yesterday at the remote.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, you can have some.
What conference is Arkansas State?
And
Sun
Belt.
It's the Sun Belt, man. It's Mickey's team.
Yeah, it's Mickey's team.
You know, the man, the guy.
The
thing, the guy. Come on.
Yeah, Butch is having trouble.
Oh, okay. I know where it is.
Butch is having trouble on defense. That's where Butch is having trouble.
Yes.
Butch is having. Okay. I ain't even going.
I mean, how many times do we have to say?
I talked to him not too long ago.
It takes a while to get things, Yeah,
you got to get it turned around.
You
got to get all the Butch stuff going.
You got to get the bricks laid.
That's right. You got to build the foundation. You got to lay the
bricks.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So everyone, don't fret. I like using that. This is my second time using fret today. I used it with Coach. You like that too, man? Don't fret, everyone. Keep your powder dry. In the words of Coach Mack. I just looked up the team stats from Arkansas State and Georgia Southern.
You feel good about the under now?
I'm okay. So on the under, why it was placed so high anyway, I have no earthly idea.
Because neither one of those teams can stop anybody.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. 66.5 is the under. Now
and that's
looking
pretty
at
high.
It, points per bingo.
It's not Ole Miss, Alabama high, but
bingo.
I told Slay, I'm 2-0 on my accidental bets.
Yeah.
I've done that too, twice, and I won both times.
So points per game. Arkansas State is averaging 31.8, and Georgia Southern is averaging, outside of the beers, 16.5. So I mean, hey,
48.3. That's well under 66.
Darn, you did that fast.
Yeah, I'm quick, man.
Hey, look at that guy.
Don't cheat me.
Man, did the point. You put the .3 and everything in there. That was real. We out.
All right. Injury report coming up next. Your phone calls. We're all over the board today. It's a whiny Wednesday. If you want to whine, we're here for you. And if you want some wine, that'll have to come later. 615-737-1045.
Urban Meyer's Jaguars are in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Coverage starts tomorrow night at 7 on your home for Thursday Night Football. 104.5 The Zone.
Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. And if you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, you're in luck. Those guys have them, all of them. And you can check it out online, GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. I'm telling you, like all of it. It's right there. Look on the internet, GuptonMotors.com. Just type it in there, and it'll all pop up for you. GuptonMotors.com is the website. The dealership information is there as well, and you can go see my guys at Gupton. And they ask of you this: if you are out looking for that next new vehicle, dealership to dealership, they will be able to help you if you give them a chance. And that's what I would request from you as well. No pressure at all from these guys. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. And that's it. Go take your test drive, ask your questions, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And guess what else? Tell them Brent sent you.
Hey, this is Joey Kent with Through the Pro Way podcast. Whether it's after a hard day at work or relaxing on the weekend, we all love kicking back and watching live sports. And it doesn't matter what sport you're watching. Everyone loves a little action.
LSU running off Ed O. Like, it ain't that easy to hire a coach, which is true. That's how they ended up with Ed O.
Yep.
It's also what I used to bring up over and over, too, about Tennessee and that job, too. And now, hindsight, obviously, I think the right move, obviously, was to move away from Pruitt and everything that was going on there. But when you're constantly shuffling coaches, too, it's a battle.
That's how you end up with 71 scholarship players, which is where they are.
Yeah.
Correct.
Before injury.
Yeah.
71.
That's crazy.
UCLA, that week 0 I worked, Chip Kelly, his first year there, he had 50.
Like, how do you fight that, man?
Well, and you know, you're allowed 25. Now, they're going to change that, especially with the transfer portal. They have to. But you're only allowed 25 scholarship guys each class. So it's really hard, especially in the SEC, when you're talking depth and how bad you need it in the trenches. Right. It is hard to build back up to that when you have guys leave, and especially with the transfer portal now, and you're constantly turning over coaches and staffs and all of that, and it's a mess. It is hard to build back up. So to Tony's point there on Coach O, you know, you make sure.
Right. And I think with that, on top of what you're saying is you got to have I'm saying to kids, man, always look at what you're going to as far as the school and the stability, because as long as the AD, you can trust in the AD and what they're going to do, I think it's okay to lean to that school if you know it's going to be a coaching change. But the problem is at UT, not only was it the coaching change going on, it was AD changing also. So
all
that's,
kinds of things.
it's
Chancellor,
tough.
AD.
Yeah, that's tough. But LSU, at least you got some.
The AD at LSU is a new one, and
See, there you go.
he
And
didn't
that's
hire
not Coach
Ed
O's
O.
guys. Yeah,
Right.
so you got to take that all into consideration.
Because
So
that plays in, because
pull the
your
carpet.
as an AD, your success is basically tied to the success of the football team and the football program. And so if your butt is on the line, don't you want your person in there?
Your guy.
I don't care about any of that. We got Auburn this weekend. We're going to roll.
Go
Tigers. Go Tigers.
But yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on at LSU. Brent, you mentioned there's
All kinds of
there's
things.
sexual assault allegations. There's that whole side of everything going on. I said earlier, I think you watch the play and it looks uninspired. I think that plays into it. If your team is playing uninspired and looks like they don't want to be there, then I think that's an issue.
Yes.
And whether that's you do or don't want to play for your coach, it shows that somewhere there's a culture problem.
And it seems like they kind of fixed that, talking about LSU, because when we got to talk to Derek Stingley, that's what he was mentioning, like being able to relate to the coaches that they have there and play for them. So
now,
Yep.
yeah. So I don't know. What's your take on it?
I think Coach O's in trouble, and he needs to win. Because it's funny, because like everybody down there's been trying to run him out of there forever, and then he
from the get go, and then he won a national.
He wins
title.
a national championship, and then the very next year, people are talking about it again.
It's crazy.
And
In
that
a
was the
COVID
best
year.
offense I've ever seen in college football.
And exactly in a COVID year. That's
Now,
crazy.
I mean, he hired Joe Brady. Joe Brady gets most of the credit there, and all of those things. I get it, but I'm with you. Like again, who are you going to hire? I don't know, but this LSU group doesn't look like that LSU group, and it's not close.
Right.
Jeff on Twitter, please quit being Lawan apologist. He's a grown A man who was playing like crap. If he gets butt hurt over some booze, that's even more of a problem. Jeff clearly wasn't listening the week after the opener where we
ripped him
off on him.
I don't. Okay, but can I also say this? I don't understand how anything we said today was Lawan apologist.
I don't either.
Like, at no point did we say it was okay that Lawan played like crap.
Right.
Never once did any of us say that his play and his performance on the field in that week 1 debacle was okay.
Yeah.
There was no apologizing for that from this group at all.
And there are things that we disagree with, each one of us, but we kind of agree on this one in that it's refreshing when someone gives their honest take on something.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all we
is
said.
that I don't want him to stop being honest.
Right. So, people
I
can
don't
hear
want
what
him
they
to
want to
stop
hear.
answering
And
questions.
then if we don't agree with that person's take every single time, then they think it's on us. And here's the thing in life. All right.
Give them a life lesson.
We all agree on some stuff. We all disagree on some stuff. If we agreed on everything, the world would be a boring place. Right.
Yep.
So Jeff clearly didn't hear the week after the opener, as you said, and a lot of people ripped him for his play on the field.
And
then clearly didn't listen today when exactly what we were talking about. There was no apologizing.
And the only reason he specifically got ripped is because he was one of the only ones that came out and spoke about it also. Like, if you look at the sideline, they showed Derrick Henry going off on the offensive line and the offensive team. So, I mean, like, it's not just us. It's not just the fans. Like, it was bad product on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he got up and spoke after the game about his the day after about what he did. So that opened the door for more criticism. And that's why I came that way. So this is not, they know what they put on the field. They know it was horrific. That's why they went and performed the way they did in Seattle.
Guess who would agree with us after that Monday performance? Taylor Lewan.
Without question.
All right, injury report. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. At 3HL1045. Jets injury report. Elijah Moore and Jeff Smith, both wide receivers, dealing with a concussion. Safety Marcus May out for 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle, did not practice. And that happened while we had Coach Mack on the air. And Coach Mack said that's their best secondary defender.
Mm-hmm. That's their dude.
Jamison Crowder, groin, limited participant today. Tyler Croft, a tight end with a rib injury, limited participant today. Now, the Titans, this thing is lengthy. The following players did not practice today. Big Merch, Laurel Murchison with an elbow. Taylor Lewan with a toe. Julio Jones with a hammy. Caleb Farley with a shoulder. We saw Caleb yesterday.
Yes.
He picked Ron Slay right up over his head. It was amazing.
That is not true.
I should have seen it.
And he did not divulge anything about his injuries.
He didn't divulge a whole lot about a whole lot. Bud Dupree with a knee. A.J. Brown with a hammy. The following players limited today. Christian Fulton with an ankle. He said today he's good to go. Don't worry about it. Brett Kern with a right groin. We're getting specific with Kern's groin.
The right one.
I talked with him after the block punt, and he's good.
Great.
So we'll see. He didn't mention to me the right groin.
I hope.
But I didn't specifically ask Brett Kern about his groin. I typically don't ask another man about his groin.
Your groin, all right.
But he's on the list. Roger Saffold, a shoulder. What did he say to us? I dealt with this last year. I know how to deal with this. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Tierre Tart with a shoulder. Remember Tierre Tart in training camp?
Beast.
Yeah. Full participants. Jayon Brown, linebacker with a hammy, and Anthony Ferkser back out there full time.
All right. Here we go, Jim. That's the one.
Let's go back to the phone. 615-737-1045. True in Nashville. What up?
Hey, what up, Don, Slay? How y'all doing today, Brett?
What's happening?
Good.
What's happening?
Good, man.
I just wanted to touch on about the booing thing a little bit. Don, no offense to what I'm about to say because I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but here I go. I just think for me, football is getting a little soft, man, because a lot of women is into football now. You know what I'm saying? Now, Don, don't
That's the bunkest take that I've ever heard. Do I let him finish or not?
The bunkest take. I've never heard
I
that.
don't know. That's your call.
No,
That's your
it's
call right there.
football's getting soft because our entire society is soft right now. True, it doesn't have anything to do with women getting in the game.
I totally agree with what you're saying because that's what I struggle with watching my boys play football when I'm watching a lot of the little girls out here dominating. But anyway, back to what I'm saying.
Exactly, the girls dominating. That's not why it's soft.
Back in the day when we watched football, they never complained about getting booed. They just let they play do the talking. And see, I agree with Ron. Like, when I played sports in my days and you boo me, I'm coming back out there with a vengeance. Even if it's my crowd, even if it's the away crowd, I'm gonna make you a believer. And I'm just one of those type of people that, I take negatives and turn them to positives. You know what I'm saying? And I just think if a lot of these players took that instead of looking at it the negative, because fans gonna be fans regardless. They gonna have their opinions. They gonna say what they say. 1 minute you could be doing good, and then the next minute, the crowd just don't like you. That's just the nature of sports. But what I'm saying is, back in the day, they never complained about getting booed. You know, I never heard no takes on, we getting booed, we booed, so I feel. No, just let your play do the talking. Prove people wrong. I'm one of those type of people.
Well, I think, honestly, I think Taylor Lewan is too. I just think he answered a question truthfully.
I was going to say, do you think we have more access to players now? There's more ways to hear from them and to get to them and ask them things than maybe in the past too.
Right. And that's the truth, but I'm just saying, just let your play do the talking. I agree with what Ron said. You know, if you boo me, I'm going to show you, okay, so y'all boys, all right, this just where I'm at. I agree with Ron on that. Don, don't take it no type of way. You're one of my favorites. You know a lot about football.
You know I just have to get at you for that, though. I got to come at you for that comment.
Society is soft. Yes, I agree with you there. So there's that.
Who's the quarterback that shushed their own fans? Who was that? Do y'all remember? In college? Y'all keep talking. I'll find it.
It was somebody like Baker or somebody, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't Baker.
It wasn't Baker though, but it was some
Matt Holliday.
I don't even know who he played for.
He ended up playing pro baseball, but he played quarterback at Oklahoma State.
Right. I do remember
Felipe. It was Felipe Franks at Florida at the end of the season when he scored a touchdown and he told his fans to be quiet. It was Felipe.
Orange and white on Twitter. I can't believe that dude started his take like that.
That was true.
No, but to be fair, that was part of what Lewan said was, I'm going to show you. Like, I think most successful people have a whole lot of, I'm going to prove you wrong to them.
Yeah. Was this
like it drives them?
Let me ask this because I don't remember the take, Lewan. We did play, but I don't remember it. Did we get to hear the question first before you answered, or was
I
it just
have not heard
bite?
the question.
Yeah, see, okay, so that I think that's part of it. Like when these things get out in the media, like you don't get to hear the whole.
The question was asking about the booing.
Right, it was asking about but I'm saying we didn't get to hear about. Because he went into a long answer about what he remembered and how it affected him and this, that, and the other. But, yeah, I think all of that needs to be played when the media touches on something. So you don't get an answer like that. You know, because, it was soft.
615-737-1045. Christian in Nashville next up. Christian, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I kind of want to touch on this whole booing the player thing. My whole thing is if you're going to ask the whole city of Nashville to call you dad, I think if you go out there and you look like a piece of loose leaf paper trying to block somebody, you should be expected to get some type of flack from the crowd. You know, like if we were doing that to Mariota and, you know, or a guy that didn't really talk that much and put that much hype on himself, you know, I think that's a different story, but, you know, it's one of those things where I think he almost put it on himself. So, you know, that's kind of my take on the whole thing.
Did he ask for people to call him dad? I don't even remember.
He just started calling himself dad.
Okay, I don't even remember how the whole thing happened.
Let me go ahead and say this part of it, too. I have no problem with the crowd booing him. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
part of the game.
It's part of it, yeah. I mean, you get cheered for the great things, you get booed for the bad things.
It's how you respond.
That's part of that world, man.
Part of the game, man. Part of the game. Booing don't go over well. I tell you that.
Did you like playing on the road or at home more?
Both.
Because I've talked to so many, especially basketball players, I think because it's such an intimate setting.
Yeah.
Where the crowd's right there on top of you. I've talked to so many basketball players that love to shut up a crowd.
I would nothing in the world like it.
Because there's no feeling,
but
right?
Your own crowd is different.
Yeah, but that's
I'm not talking about Lewan. I just kind of in my head, I just
general.
wanted to ask Slay what he thought about that because I just can't imagine what that feeling is like where like you're playing at Florida or something and they're just going crazy and you drain a three and they just shut up.
Yeah, I agree. It's no other feeling like that. As far as the home goes, if that happens, that means the product on the court or the field is so bad. Like
Brent's shot.
Exactly. Where you just airball the trash can.
Mountain Dew into a trash can, yeah.
The sport, the product on the field or the sport is so bad, it deserves to get booed. And before it even gets to booed, the next time out, whoever, that's why I was talking about the leaders on the team when we were talking about in the preseason and stuff like that. I'm going to say something in the next time out before you even get to boo. So at the end of the day, you'll be like, no, he got on him. Slay got on him. Or the coach. Not regardless if it's me. Like, the coach call a timeout and rip a new one for the whole team. Like, that's the way it goes. Yeah, I'm blessed to not be a part of that because I know my response would have been totally different. Like, there's no way you would have booed. Man, I give you everything. I give you everything. So you not going to boo me. It just ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. I can't relate to it. Somebody else got to talk to that.
Keith Bullock tweeting at us, too, and I don't think he's getting what we're saying either. This is bizarre to me that the message is this disjointed.
Are we not – go ahead. What did
KB said, you upset because the crowd booed you. People have been booed before you and will be booed after. Media cutting these players so much slack. If you get booed, play better. Don't talk about it, be about it.
That's it.
Which is exactly what we've said.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
the only thing about Taylor that we've said is we appreciate him giving his honest take. That's
it.
To a question.
A question where he was pointedly asked about the boo.
That's why I said it needs to be played. What was the question? So now you can hear a real response to whatever the question was. It's not like he just got up there and got the rambling about what was going on.
Now, I will say he was honest about it in that he was surprised at how, according to him, how quickly the fan base turned on him kind of thing. That's what he was specifically
asking.
Basically what he was saying. And I'm not even against the boos. I don't care if shoot, after that first game, he deserved to be booed. Absolutely.
I'd put it on the line. You're not going to boo me again.
But my whole thing is just that he was honest about it, and now people are killing him for honestly answering a question about it. But that's what I don't understand.
But
like,
that's
why
the
are
freedom
you
of speech part of
him?
America, right? Like, I want to know what you think. I may not agree with you, but that's fine. I just want to know where you're coming from.
And I thought it was pretty telling about where Taylor Lewan is mentally, too.
Yeah, that's what we had said.
And
so that takes the guessing out of it.
Yes, and that, to me, I thought was the most interesting part.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to kill the guy for actually being honest and answering a question with something. And by the way, KB was one that would always answer a freaking question, too. He never held back.
But you can
never
gonna put that product on the field either.
But there were only a few of those players. Like Cortland Finnegan, you knew you'd get an answer from him. KB, you knew you'd always get an answer from him.
That's the thing. Like, they not doing it for the likes or the cheer. They doing it for the love out there. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need after the game, you don't need no explanation from me of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to see it.
If
like,
LeBron played a different position, are you...
Well, here's the other
do you
thing.
have a different feel about his response there?
Here's the other thing.
You can't, not with a question, man.
I don't think any of us would have answered it. Maybe you would have, Don. I wouldn't have answered the question that way, but I'm a lot more buttoned up than he is, especially if I'm in his position. But I do appreciate the fact that he answered the question because that gives us more of a look into who he is. And
I would have answered
where he is mentally. You definitely wouldn't have answered it like that, would you?
I would have answered it truthfully. Whatever I would have been feeling, I doubt I would have been saying, man, the boos, I'm gonna remember y'all booing me, and I don't care. Boo again. Boo again.
Let's see what happens.
Boo one more time. And so that means whoever's across from me got to get it. And then in the interview, I'm going to tell you, Chandler Jones, you can thank all these people for booing. That's the reason I did that. You're welcome.
Next opportunities on Monday Night Football.
That's just what it is.
At home.
Boy.
That'd be the next opportunity.
Lord help everybody if they boo the Hunk Titans tonight.
I'm booing them. I need them to lose. I want them to lose,
dude. Seriously.
Y'all need to lose. We do great when y'all lose.
Right now, you need to play for real with no
If you
AJ
play for real, then I cheer for
them.
I cheer for them then.
Spread right now 6.5 towards the Titans, just letting you know.
That don't mean nothing. I had you at minus 16 one week and you lost. Money line.
Money line.
I know. I got to fix this.
All right. We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
J-Mart and Ramon. You're part of the fam just for listening.
This is more than a football talk show. You all have encouraged me through some very, very, very tough times here recently.
J-Mart and Ramon. Tomorrow morning starting at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, guys. I know the kids are back in school. Summer's clearly over, and now is the time to get your house
I got to play better.
Because whoever the leader of that team would have been ripping the team, or whoever was playing bad at that time. Like we got to see, as soon as we got back on the air, first thing I said was, "Hey man, did y'all see Derrick Henry on the sideline? Like, that's what you want to see." So I mean, I'm straight. I'm straight on it. That's exactly the reaction I want to see.
The other thing is, if you go back and watch it, like I said earlier, Taylor Lewan was pretty dang good in run blocking again in the run game.
He was better.
So,
he
maybe he uses this as motivation. I don't know.
Yep.
My guess is he would.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. You're a competitor.
Bingo. Bingo.
I like it when you go bingo. It reminds me of Cousin Eddie in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Bingo, Clark.
Bingo.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
By the way, again, Hunk Titans on the social media platforms, all of the Zone social media platforms, they got with the lawyers and got it okayed.
Everything has been approved. Now I just got to figure out which rosters we're going with.
You should be giving up 15 this game, Hunk.
What, like I should be giving up 15 points?
The Jets should be favored by. I mean, they should. You should be favored by 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You want me to adjust the money line based on what you just added to it? Because that's what we're doing. Is I'm basing. The spread.
If you're gonna make it your real team, then about 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tim on Twitter. So who's the kicker Sunday? Ficken or Fat Randy?
Me.
Randy Bullock's got to be the kicker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 5 for 6. Hadn't missed an extra point.
Yeah.
100%.
Like you want to break his rhythm, which is on point.
Yeah.
For a guy like we love Ficken too now.
I mean, the Titans do the wrong thing when it comes to kicker usually, so maybe they do go with Ficken. I don't know, and he goes 0-4 and they cut him. I don't know. And then he goes to some other NFL team and wins a Super Bowl ring.
Nah, better get it right here.
By the way, we're like, do we have? Please tell me we have Lane Kiffin stuff. I don't have my sound sheet in front of me.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, we have Wilbon going off on Lane Kiffin.
Oh, yes. And then we have tweets from Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
Yeah,
why don't you play that? Hit it, Hunk.
This is Michael Wilbon about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss playing Alabama on PTI yesterday.
You just said, you started this by saying the answer is Mississippi because of Lane Kiffin. The answer is Alabama because of Lane Kiffin. There's nothing to be proud of if you're a college footballer or any other sport for Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's a clown. Lane Kiffin has been an embarrassment at multiple stops. I mean, nobody's going to run out there and say, yeah, I want Lane Kiffin right here on the logo representing me. The answer's Alabama, Tony. Lane Kiffin's a cute little story for guys like us who have to talk about sports every day, and we can come in Monday and say, ha, 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 Lane Kiffin. Once again, Lane Kiffin equals embarrassment at some point wherever he is.
Wilbon, keeping it real. Lane Kiffin
Kiffin's a clown.
Retweeted that and wrote, so, geez, I'll pray for you. Life is too short to be angry. At PTI.
So angry is what he said. Yeah, but then the next day, this morning, he came back.
This is such a Davenport thing to do.
So what did he tweet?
And way to go out on a limb and pick the number one team in the country at home, who was a huge favorite. How long did you watch film to come up with that surprise pick?
Let me tell you.
Newsworthy, Captain Obvious.
This is a Davenport move. Lane Kiffin is my spirit animal. He slept on it and was like, screw you, Wilbon. Let me tweet this at you.
Ole Miss's athletic director even invited Wilbon to the game on Saturday.
He won't be there.
So good.
Northwestern.
All right, I'm out tomorrow. It's Slay and Davenport. And then on Friday, it's Slay and Savage. Ramon Foster.
Savage Friday.
All right. Have fun. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, watch Hunk at 9 o'clock. See if the Hunk Titans can pull through.
We're gone.
See ya.
Against Jim Kelly and the Jets.
Keith and Coach Mac bring every Titans game to your smartphone. Hear every game. There's your answer. By downloading the 104.5 The Zone app.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal support services. There are 5 undefeated teams still left in the NFL: the Rams, Raiders, Broncos, Cardinals, and the Panthers. Only the LA Rams were a playoff team a year ago, which means that the others either underperformed last season or they're overperforming now.